All right.
All right, hold on. Hold on. I need to get on Spotify because I want to be in the right mindset for this.
I'll do my introduction. Hello, everybody. If you're ever watching this for some strange reason, if I'm famous in the future, which is not going to happen.
Yeah, famous
Um,
in the future.
this is season 4 of my campaign, Tale of Maros. First episode of the last season. Um, not tentatively, I guess it's titled The Beginning of the End. And Jake, as soon as he's gotten into his mood, mood music, we can do a brief summary of everything that has happened.
Excellent. All right. So the individual party members have been summoned to the Grinder Inn in the city of Normath. Soon after arriving, the party meets an individual named Winston, a grizzly old man, and shortly thereafter, the secret police arrive, arresting a man in the bar under the charge of the use of divination magic. The man is carted off, and after a period of time, Fairs, our employer, arrives. He wants an orb, a magical artifact of unclear significance, located in a tomb to the west in the RC forest. He thinks that it's not dangerous, but that other people are looking for it. We are to return the item to him in Normeth, and he will wait for us nightly at the Grinder Inn. So with that in mind, the party sets off, and in their journeys, meets a number of strange creatures. An owlbear, a talking owlbear named Laura, who we saved from some wolves. Apparently, in this area, sentient animals are fairly common. She tells us that her and her cubs are escaping from the violence in the West Woods, and there's something bad happening there. Animals are being corrupted. Our journey continues, and we find the Tomb of Melanor, the tomb of the Forgotten King, and the quote-unquote rightful ruler of the Shoshenstar Empire, in a burial room with sarcophagi and an incredibly difficult riddle. We encounter a ghostly carriage of some etiology and fend it off, and recover some interesting artifacts. But unfortunately, the orb was already missing, taken by an unknown individual called Rav. On the way back, we ran afoul of some mutated wolves, and in the onslaught, Winston, the old curmudgeonly medic, and Lorcan were killed. Divine intervention returns Winston to the party, but Lorcan remains dead, and the party is now rushing to Vorengard in an attempt to save Lorcan. On the way to Vorengard, the party meets a tiefling called Nicodemus, who offers to help us. It is around this time that we discover Ralph, a small talking rabbit who we had met on our trip, is also apparently a horrendous drug addict, addicted to a substance called Hera. Continuing our trip to Vorengard, we encounter a huge ravine, and at the bottom of that, a strange door. We ultimately pass it by in order to get to Vorengard faster, our mission to save Lorcan taking priority. More strange creatures cross our paths, several large elk that seemingly have been corrupted by the magic of these woods, and ultimately run across some forest elves. They take us to Vorengard to stand for crimes against nature that we have committed, and here we meet Zerenia, Queen of Vorengard. She tells us of a pool to the west that can resurrect our fallen teammate, and in return for this information, we now owe her a favor. That night, two of the party members, Knack and Althea, explore the surroundings, and Knack, our warlock, has a run-in with her patron. We finally arrive at the pool the day after and place Lorcan in it. Something goes wrong, the pool turns red, and Lorcan is brought to life, but as some kind of demon with wings. He gives out a blood-curdling scream and flies away. As he flies away, a rift in something opens, and an individual appears. Her name is Casus, and we know her to be Lorcan's long-lost love. She's made a deal with the forces of the forces that are behind the corruption of these lands, who may be her father, to keep these forces away from Lorcan, and we appear to have circumvented her protection somehow by dipping him in this pool. We travel after Lorcan in an attempt to catch him and undo what we have done, and on the way meet an individual called Father Neem, who told us that the Great One foretold our arrival to the Grove, a fairly powerful, magical kind of like forest area. Continuing our trip after Lorcan, we head towards the Purple Cleep, and as we approach this area, we meet a creature shod in a metal mask. Although Winston, for some reason, wanted to chase after this creature, the party actually subdued him in order to stop him from rushing headlong after this individual. The trip to Purple Keep continues, and ultimately Althea confronts Winston and reveals the nature of his cleric abilities to her. Up until this point, he had just been kind of like this salty old dog, and turns out that not only is he a cleric, but he has actually died before. We learn in the Purple Keep of a murder. The victim was found outside the city limits with her throat torn out, and a second murder followed soon thereafter, seemingly from the same source. We camp out in an attempt to catch the culprit, and that night we see tons of figures approaching, as well as two of the metal mask creatures, and a black knight, a creature of most foul arcane origin. They proceed to lay waste to the town, and we learn that the knight is seeking the orb, the same one that Fairs initially sent us after. Winston, Althea, and Nicodemus attempt to fight off the attackers while rescuing townsfolk, and are aided by the timely arrival of Demon Lorcan. Drawing the attention of the knight away from the party, Demon Lorcan is gravely injured, but is able to drag the knight off, and at the end of the fight, he changes back to his tiefling form. And suddenly, the party is knocked unconscious, by means unknown. Lorcan wakes to find Cassius at his side, and she tells him she must leave again, a bittersweet reunion and all too short. Cassius leaves, and in his weakened state, Lorcan is unable to follow. Soon thereafter, the rest of the party awakens and find themselves in the inn that they first stayed in at arrival to this town. The bartender seems to think that nothing unusual has occurred, and looking around, the town is unscathed, despite having been razed to the ground the night prior. What manner of magic is this? Lacking any better options, the party elects to head to the builder's site, a old dwarven tomb of as of yet unknown significance. There we find a vault, and in it a hammer and a scrap of paper. Once again, Rob has been here before us and leaves a message that those seeking a real challenge should seek the Den of Wolves. We find yet another vault as we seek out the secrets of the builders' tombs, and inside this vault, encounter a huge number of skeletons. During the battle, Lorcan shifts into his demon form in an attempt to turn the tides, but turns it in the wrong direction, and in the ensuing chaos, the entire party is killed. Winston, Althea, and Lorcan wake up to see Nicodemus at some later period of time. We are ultimately afterwards directed to a floating obelisk west from Vorengard by Znaria, and there we find a half-buried tower. Winston recognizes this symbol embossed in the tower. It is the same symbol that was entrusted to him on a scrap of paper many years ago when news of his son's death was brought to him. Since the symbol matches the tower, the party chases after Winston as he runs blindly through the tower looking for his children. Inside this tower, we find stairs and stairs and stairs, all leading to various levels of what seems to be a seemingly endless library. We travel through this area for what seems like ages, and undergo several very odd transformations, including Ralph, who gets married to some kind of creature and is turned into he gets cocooned, and we kind of leave him behind, so it's unfortunate. So the party learns that the Endless are supposedly at the bottom of this massive library, and continues to run hundreds of stories down, spending days trying to get to the bottom of this library, where ultimately find a huge open fissure with gargantuan worms, flying manta things that turn into mist, and then a giant dragon swan-like creature. Before we are ultimately overwhelmed by these aberrations, a blue dragon creature called Sorix appears and saves us from these things. Talk about a Deus Ex Machina. When we
Must be nice.
When we actually get back up into the upper levels of the Infinite Library, we find that, to our horror, the library houses information that the valley itself, Tinal Valley, the place we've been in all these months, is in fact an illusion. We find Winston's children, Eric and Phineas, and learn that Rav is the individual who destroyed this area and has layered the valley in some kind of massive illusion. Rav wanted to destroy this truth so that nobody could find it. And in learning this, we learned that the truth is that the world is greater than the tidal valley. Before this period, the world at large, the people of this land believed that tidal valley was it. That was all that existed. And we learn of a place called Maros, an outside world that is much larger than the valley we inhabit. From here, we begin to learn about the world at large, and we learn about a war that basically occurred before our time, in which the gods that shaped the world used runes to basically kind of capture their essences. So there are several runes: the rune of chaos, the rune of knowledge, the rune of valor, the rune of domination, and the rune of elements. And with this in mind, and now that the party knowing the truth of the land they inhabit, the quest to retrieve the runes and stop Rav from whatever his plans are begins in earnest. So we leave these areas to find the plainlands of the Tidal Valley barren and desolate. Something has happened in our time in the Infinite Library. We make our way out to one of the local mines to find it deserted, ransacked, covered in some kind of protoplasmic ooze, and it looks like, in the interim from our absence, a multitude of hooved tracks have stampeded through this area, all of them heading north. We also kind of notice that there is, strangely, no background magic here, when in normal place, in normally there is a certain low-level backlying amount of energy that seems to pervade these lands. We investigate the mine, and looking at the foreman's log, it begins to detail strange goings-on, coinciding with the start of our adventure when we first met Fairs all those months ago. Miners falling ill, weird cults showing up to the mine. It appears that whatever attacked us in the Purple Keep was seen here as well. So after an encounter with some oozes in this mine that apparently were laid behind by whatever destroyed this place, or are in part appearing because of whatever is happening to the land as a whole, we end up heading north towards Normath, following the tracks of whatever these creatures are. It becomes apparent that this whatever this is an army of some kind. If not Rav's, then someone else's, but it is massive. We approach Normath and find it destroyed, and the tracks continue through. As we continue north, trying to track this army, everything we find has been just laid to waste in its path. As we continue, a second group of tracks heads east away from the main body of the army, heading towards Fort Tucson. And as we take a brief segue off the main track, we arrive upon the scene of a demonic battle with some kind of necromancer or mage in the center fighting them off. A red knight appears and destroys the mage, and suddenly, as we watch this happen, a tower appears and falls, obscuring the battlefield. It appears essentially out of nowhere, and as we skirt the battle with the intent to warn the citizens of Cathedral 3, the main capital of this land, the scenery suddenly shifts back to normal. Perhaps this is the illusion that we have been learning about Rav. We enter the city with the goal of warning the Temple of Adeline, since we can't trust the hexblades that our warlock says that he knows in the city. Lady Shay of Temple of Adeline doesn't believe us, and so we leave, heading north to the Master Builder site, to hope to find something that could be used to stave off the approaching armies. We head north, find another Master Builder site, and find the last piece of this paper that we've been assembling at the various vaults that we've been breaking. There is something significant about Cathedral 3 itself. We head back to Cathedral 3, and find on the underside of one of these large flying earth mounds a vault. The Vault of Master Malik, known for the Golden Stallion of Soulcrest and the Tower of Nazgul, one of, or two, I suppose, of the preeminent architectural feats of this age. We encounter a host of automatons in this vault and are almost killed by them. Our friend Nicodemus actually loses a leg to these things. We finally arrive at the end of this ungodly, difficult, and dangerous tomb, and find in the center of the last room a dais with a woman restrained by chains from the ceiling. We walk in, and the woman morphs into a dragon. The fight goes really badly, and the party keeps going down. Kriat, our warlock, dies for real. But is saved by a act of minor divine intervention when the cleric sacrifices essentially I don't know how to translate in all of his inspiration into story, but performs a minor divine act. We literally almost all die. It's so close. Nobody has spells. Everyone has gone down. This is like what the journal says now. It's just like all like short little sentences. We almost die. It's so close. Nobody has spells. Everyone goes down. Kriat clutches it out at the last second. So we basically just like clutch it out like at the very last second. It's ridiculous. And as we inspect our prize, we find what appears to be a planetarium. As we activate its device, the stars combine and form 5 figures who seem to walk towards a castle. A 6th figure with horns and wings appears, and the whole scene vanishes. Another room contains a mysterious note, and on it is the hardest riddle ever written. As we're trying to figure out the riddle, Nicodemus actually comes to us and alerts us that while we've been dilly-dallying, almost getting murdered by dragons, there is a huge, massive demon army that is approaching the city. Below us, we can see the townsfolk apparently are possessed by something and are marching towards the oncoming demon army. Some people are totally naked and are coming from the same direction from the place that we were initially held by the secret police earlier in our adventure. We attempt briefly to loot the city to find gear to help us hold off the armies, and instead, finding all the shops essentially empty, we head to the secret police headquarters and actually find Kriat's hexblade weapon. Here we fight off a number of weird abominations, creatures with pieces sewn onto them or taken off, although we find no one there who can actually explain what's going on. We find a hallway in our search of the city that goes out for a while, and as we walk, we hear the sounds of the ocean. God, just scroll through. As we follow it, we find the base of the tower of Cotherel III, which had been referenced in the tapestries at the various master builder sites that we had found so far. And on the side, a massive golden door embossed with the eye symbol that we have been seeing associated with Rob over the last few months. Inside, a pedestal and spiral stairs, one leading up and one leading down. On the stairs, we encounter many rooms, each with devious traps and powerful magic. And each is a colored cube, and in each of these 8 rooms, a pillar with 8 square divots. We eat worms, try to kill ourselves, almost get time frozen, and one of the rooms is fucking Jumanji. Ralph gets sucked in and spat out and comes back jacked as fuck and way older. Now he's some kind of badass hunter apparently and has a bird named Willow.
He's also an elf now, right?
And he's also an elf now.
Mm-hmm.
This part of the journal doesn't make any sense. We controlled the chaos of the weave. Jesus God, so much chaos. We ascend and find Rob. He reveals the demon army is assaulting this tower to steal his staff. A large shockwave shakes the tower as he explains it, and Rob disappears, leaving only the crystal for the staff, which we take as we flee the scene. As the party exits the tower, we are greeted by a wasteland. The illusion that dominated Tynal Valley has been shattered, and as we try to flee the tower, we are approached by a black knight. It chills our blood. These creatures have been essentially unstoppable so far. And as the creature removes its helmet, it's fucking fares. He wants the gem, and he's going to kill us for it. When multiple figures appear, enveloped in white smoke, they proceed to do battle with fares, and as this happens, a massive fire elemental appears. Holy fuck. We do away with it. Now the battle is joined by another hero who appears in a white plume of smoke. Her name is Arya, and she basically rips the earth we are standing on out of the fucking ground, and we begin to all float away. As we fly away from the scene, and as our rescuer kind of like battles off various creatures who are trying to take down our floating island now, we see the devastation that is now Tynal Valley. Fire and smoke as far as the eye can see. Our homeland burns. We float for quite some time until we arrive at a stone circle. Some white heroes grab us, and we turn to smoke, flying towards it. The scenery shifts, and suddenly, ... We arrive at the hero's stronghold on the White Sage Islands. We now stand on a mountain with a massive temple in the backtrack. Season 2.
Yes, people, that was only season 1. Honestly, season 1 is full of Winston, what are you doing? Stop.
They killed my boys. All right, so
That's a theme.
we learn.
You're doing a great job, Jake.
Shut up, baby. I know it.
Are you okay?
Nope.
Oh God.
We learn that Rob made some kind of deal with the Prince of Death. Somehow it entails harvesting souls in some way? Rob was using the red crystal, which is revealed to be the rune of domination. We learn that Rob had basically enslaved the valley and many of the people that were already dead, trapped in his army thanks to his deal with the Prince of Death. Which suddenly makes sense given that Nicodemus has been saying that we all were dead for quite some time. They only believe they were alive thanks to the power of the illusion magic. Lorcan and Winston are now dying as Rob's reality magic fades. They learn from Arya that in these alternate dimensions, they are alternate versions of ourselves. Perhaps finding them could stabilize us. We take part in ritual, and each of us sees some pretty sad stuff as we search out our clones. Case is alive, as are Winston's children. And the only way to see them together again is to rejoin the world by rejoining the stones. So, the Knights of Eldon arrive around this point, seeking Arya's help with various issues around the land, mostly concerning odd occurrences. But we ignore that shit and head to the Vortex Mountains. We randomly head northeast to the Flame Temple, and there we meet Davin, the Minotaur. He is leading us to a nearby temple, the Tomb of the Four Elements, and we encounter a dark elf, fighting off what appears to be rock creatures. We learn this dark elf's name is Metis, and he started this fight to try and find their leader, because of course he did. We make it to the Tomb of the Four Elements and find our way inside with Astrid, one of Davin's friends. Willow, Ralph's bird companion, is killed, and Ralph is actually pretty distraught. We find
First station I joined.
Huh?
First station I joined, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah. We find the Sword of Seasons and get some rest. And before we go to sleep, Dad makes some wood carvings for us, including 2 carvings of Winston's sons. I remember that. We make it our way over the western range, and upon cresting the top, we see a massive cyclone over the water temple. We nope out of that situation and head east instead to the water temple, or to the earth temple. In the middle of a field on our way there, we encounter an infernal signifier, one of the red knights that kept fucking with us in the Tynal Valley, and it almost kills all of us. We decide to make a brief detour then, assuming that we're being followed or somehow tracked by these things, and as we're passing a strait in the north, still heading for the temple, we're attacked by the Leviathan. Because this party's luck is terrible. But at the last second, we're rescued by a water risen named Esco. We learn that the stones that have given the risen life are derived from the rune of elements. All of a sudden, the risen, earth, wind, fire, and water kind of makes sense. We learn the rune of elements itself has been split into many pieces. Half the stone is in Terrarium, home of a group of mages, and the other half was split into 4 pieces, each one giving rise to each of the risen tribes. We arrive at the terrarium and meet the leader of the adepts, Pantamath? Pantamath? That sounds wrong. Panta something.
No, it's his Pentamath is the title. His name was Zucius.
Zucius. Fuck Zucius. He is unwilling
Spoiler alert!
So we tell him that we would instead unite the Risen tribes because fuck you, buddy, and end their assault against the adepts in return for his half of the stone. Zucius agrees and seems like he will actually be pretty friendly to us, motherfucker, if we can achieve his monumental task. We ask around Trem about the temples and learn that the Earth Temple is secluded and hard to reach. The Wind Temple is 7 miles in the air and covered in whirlwind. The Fire Temple is located at the heart of a volcano, and the Water Temple is 7 miles underwater.
I remember that.
So easy peasy. Our guide tells us there is someone in town who might be able to give us equipment that would allow us to reach the various temples. We find an old man who's willing to sell us some gear, and realizing that of them, the only one that's literally not at the bottom or top of something unpassable is the Earth Temple. While heading up the mountain, we meet a very friendly his kind are not welcome to the temple. We tell him we'll meet him later and continue way up the mountain, and after a while the party meets several wyverns. Combat is short and brutal, but ultimately the party prevails. We do see a huge green dragon flying overhead as this is happening, and realizing that this is the ancient green dragon that fought in the last Great War and was corrupted by Sephiroth, one of the gods. We decide that we should probably avoid being seen by this guy, so kind of like sneaky our ways up the
cliffside.
We finally arrived at the temple, relaying the terrifying story that the realities are collapsing. He is unterrified by this and was hesitant to help us, especially when we mentioned the sages, who are kind of like historically not very friendly with these guys, and tells us that if we help defeat the creature underneath the temple, his people may help us. We learned that the creature is in fact a massive Earth Titan. So far, the little eighth of the Earth rune of the element is just going swimmingly. We hatch a daring plan with the help of the Earth Risen, and with the majority besieging the creature from the front, the party and a contingent of Risen as a strike force drop from the ceiling of the cavern and enter the body of the Titan. Therein, we find several pylons that seem to be protecting a glowing central power core. We attempt to destroy them, and in doing so, trigger the guards of the Titan, leading to a massive battle that, once again, nearly kills all of us. We ultimately triumph, because of course you were awesome. And Bjorn, our rock-risen friend, secures the gem. As we return to the Earth Temple, Bjorn tells us he will not give us the gem yet. But if we can secure the cooperation of the other Risen, he will work with us, because apparently deals mean nothing. Marty heads to that. Wow, now that I'm reading all this again, these fucking guys don't keep their word at all, do they? Motherfuckers. Yep. Once again, kind of at a loss for what to do, the party heads to the Drow City to deal with Menace's business, and in doing so, infiltrate as slaves. The plan is going, once again, kind of okay, until Fairs happens to be there, and then we get dragged into a gladiator battle with him, which goes about the same way you'd expect. So, just as he's about to completely annihilate us and everybody else in the city, once again, we get Deus Ex Machina by more of the people, like the ones who rescued us in the Infinite Library. These creatures are known as Unchained. They're basically like dragon-born creatures who can turn into dragons at will. It's very cool, and we're very grateful for their help. They return us to the White Sage Island, and learn that while we've been gallivanting around trying to get all this shit together, one of the parties that have been sent out by the White Sages has actually recovered many of the pieces of the Elemental Rune, which makes you wonder what the hell we were doing. Having enough of the pieces of the runes to get the kind of I don't know, I was gonna say tete-a-tete, but it's like I don't know, to have an armistice call, basically. The Terrarium mages show up, the Risen shows up, and Zushin joins the runes and tries to kill everyone. So fuck that guy. We kind of like turn up the suck on him pretty hard. And after that happens, Winston absorbs the power of the rune somehow. So it turns out that these runes apparently are attuned like by fate to various individuals. Each of these runes has a single user in each age, and Winston somehow is the destined user of the elemental rune, and so becomes the child of Ralos, the thunder god. It's very cool, and he uses his powers to basically melt Zucius into paste. And everyone's very happy, and we once again kind of squeak through, and we're celebrating until Fairs appears, murders the leader of the White Sages, steals the domination rune, and then ghosts. So our win streak is short-lived. As the leader of the White Sages is dying, she basically is like, the fuck out of here, and like teleports us into the middle of the Crystal Desert, which on the surface of things seems like a very nice thing for her to do to get us out of there. But on the other hand, we're in a goddamn desert with no supply or survival gear, which again almost kills us. We find a giant totem in the middle of the desert with a 40 written on it, and a giant Ouroboros totem. It means nothing. It's obviously not a puzzle or anything like that. And after spending hours and hours on it, Winston blows it up out of frustration. And that's
that was smart.
all that happened. We venture forth and find the moving city of Shesti. We speak to the leader of the city and show one of his guards to earn some pay. As this moving city moves, we do see some light. One night, I don't know if I ever figure out what it's about. As the city approaches the ruin or the city of Dysarius, we, realizing that this entire time that we've known each other have not had any money to our name, realize that we need to like make some money at some point, sometime, and contract to kill a medium-sized worm. It's around this time that we actually notice that there's no like day or night, just kind of like a dim haze. But kind of like, that's fine, just some dim haze, whatever, not important. So we go out, we murder the shit out of the worm. It's oh wait, hold on, no. So I'm skipping ahead. We learn that the keep in the city is a repository of information. And here we meet a keeper who informs us that in the center of the desert, some kind of magical black hole exists, and time is distorted around it. We learn that the reason that the light is so dim here is that time moves so fast that there's no night and day. It's just kind of like a medium in between. And when we kind of do the math, we've been out of the real world for potentially 12 years. It's not great. And the keeper basically also kind of drops a little nugget that he's seen us, our future selves, before, and we told him to help us, our past selves. And even more enraging is the fact that we were in the company of Fairs when we did this. Winston takes this very well, and the keeper tells us of a prophecy that the singularity is the key, and it has the capability to break the cycle. And then he remembers that when she met her future self earlier in the campaign, that it told her that the singularity was coming. We return back to the city to plan for the worm hunting expedition. Judge gets pimped out. Sorry, we're not sorry. The fight itself is super easy, and we definitely don't lose everyone. It's like a kind of like a very half-baked aerial assault on a worm, which was not well thought out, but it goes great. And we cash in super hard on spice that we use in that city and then nowhere else. Can we use that spice for cooking? Is it like spice? Is it tasty spice?
No, he did. He did. I distinctly remember when the first time he met Sora, he shoved his knife into his spice bag and licked it. She was not a fan of him disrespecting her currency.
So we killed a worm. 50 pounds of pepper. What the fuck? Okay. Hold This is not a good song. So we cash in super hard on Spice. And the next day we meet a new friend, Sora. We head back to the
Yay.
keep to collect more information, and all of a sudden, Minnie's necklace teleports us to a strange landscape, and Arya appears. We realize that this place is the ruins of Cathar III in the present day, and we've been gone for 2 years in the outside world. We notice that various hordes roving these lands seem to be avoiding a certain keep near the capital. We assume it's something bad and don't go there. We also learn that fucking Fairs, is one of the chosen avatars of the ruins, and we will need him, goddammit, in the future to deal with singularity. Arya further explains that the time warp in the center of the desert is tied to something else we've encountered before, the infinite goddamn library. And if the library represents infinite knowledge, then what better place to find the rune of knowledge? Minnie now knows that her amulet is an extremely potent warp device, and we use it to warp back to Desarius, stock up on supplies, and then warp into the center of the desert. Sora turns out to be a goddamn genius and solves the riddle of the Ouroboros totem almost instantly. Turns out it's meant to mark the intersection of two radii. Who the fuck knew? Upon arrival of the points specified by the two Ouroboros totems, Judge is overtaken by like some kind of weird program and briefly attempts to stop us from entering this tomb. We convince him that he shouldn't do that, and although conflicted, he allows us to enter. That is until we meet projections of the team that recovered the rune of the elements at the White Sage Isle. They're trying to go to hell? The fuck? And turns out they're from the past. They haven't even met us yet. We try to warn them of the attack against Arya and the Sages by Fairs. Well, some of us try to warn them. Some of us are concerned about timey-wimey paradox shit.
Hey, I was
Some of
concerned
us-
I didn't know him.
Yeah. Anyway, so it doesn't help because it still all fucking happens. But then we meet a group of Warforged before we actually enter this like tomb vault, who seem to know Judge. They look like they're about to fight us, but ultimately we're allowed entrance after showing off Minnie's necklace and are brought before Ozun, this golden serpent. Minnie learns that she is to be the next sorcerer supreme. Ozun garners the rune of knowledge, which will prove Minnie's worthiness, and suddenly we are back in the Infinite Library. Not really with any instruction at all. We kind of fuck around for days trying to figure out what the hell we're supposed to be doing here.
We
try
spent
to
a
free
long
fall to
time
the bottom. We fight a lightning bird. We basically do all that and where we started. The legend lore spell seems to point us towards finding the infinite manual, but also hints that there may be infinite manuals as well, because god damn it. We spend days in the library trying to learn its secret and uncover the location of the rune. Finally, we realize that the library may be the rune itself, and since we are inside it, perhaps Minnie's locket can already travel back in time. This turns out to be true, and we have traveled back to when the library was first created. We watch as the library compresses further and further and further, finally coalescing into the rune itself. We use it to travel to the White Sage Isle and witness Fair's murder of Arya. As he warps away, we are attacked by several elves who steal Minnie's necklace. God damn it.
Fuckers.
Carry a note. Someone, the master, knew we would be here at this exact time and place and instructed them to attack us, steal a necklace, and return to the sanctuary, whatever the fuck that is. We are left standing outside the destroyed White Sage Isle at a loss for our next move. We revive the elf, but are unable to learn anything from him except his master's name. Ralph. What fucking hell. We head to Wyverden in the hope that some of Sora's compatriots might provide us aid. We find the area destroyed by Fair's armies and with the struggles by the neighboring Nazgul. We speak to the Wyverden sages and learn that the elves that attacked us might have come from the Still Forest, home of the Wood Elves. We arrive to find the forest deserted and only a few elves remaining. We learn that Ralph came through here and took all of the young males, and the day before this, one actually returned, son of Kral. But he came back way older and changed. He was taken by Ralph to another forest to the east, but returned, strangely, from the west, and participated in many of Ralph's campaigns. He tells us that his group is steering nearby to the west. Knowing this, we set out, find them, and attack them. We barely survive, and inside the camp find a map on which a spot is marked in the western woods of Tynal Valley. Seems like it was pretty heavily guarded for some reason. Letters scattered about seem to be orders, and two of them bear significance. Both are from Ralph, and one seems to be the orders that originally lured his sons away many years ago. The other refers to an old acquaintance of Ralph trying to piece himself back together in the seam, the location where the realities intersect, and orders to prevent this. We are able to use some residual magic to warp Tunnel Valley and find an idyllic setting, an old tree and a glade, and old Ralph. He is wounded and informs us that he's already given the time rune to Fairs, fucking Fairs, in order to correct a past life, and then dies, not giving us the satisfaction of killing this prick-ass motherfucker ourselves, having apparently taken a suicide pill. As he dies, 7 masked figures appear around him and make a cryptic salute. We are unsure of the significance. Searching the body, we find a journal inside which are many pages filled with lines. Laying them all out, and at the intersection of these lines, adding mystery to mystery, it seems to be some kind of time map, but is ultimately unhelpful because of its cryptic nature. We go to Vormengard, one of the only locations we are sure a rune lies, and then spend almost the next 2 hours fucking around before ultimately getting to Vormengard. We fly back out of Tunnel Valley, and on the way to the Kingdom of Eldentide, see a massive bridge formed by the bodies of demons spanning the ocean. King's Hold in the Kingdom of Eldentide is destroyed and is empty apart from money. We continue on our way to Vormengard, and as we giant cloud front begin to spread over the land of Maros, we land right in the center of the capital Ski and ask for information about the Rune of Valor. The people in this castle are fucking morons and refuse to fight the fight to Fairs. Sora kills herself to talk to Death, and a fairly interesting attempt to learn about the Third Sword ultimately is unhelpful. The owner of the Rune of Valor, who lives in this castle, knows that Fair's home base is in Hell somehow, but nobody knows how to get there, and plane shift magic apparently doesn't work in this land. We fly back to the center of the Crystal Desert because of this. We assume this is where the seam is, and we guess this is the entrance to Hell. We find that Azun is dying now. The Rune of Knowledge has been taken, but he uses the last of his remaining power to take us to the gates of Hell. And such is how the next season begins.
Should we introduce ourselves? I don't think we introduced our characters at all.
That will be awesome. Yeah, thank you, Jake. I think you're properly put into your character's voice now. After that,
Fucking Fairs. That was the practice, I guess.
fucking Fairs. Well, I guess yeah. Let's introduce our characters briefly. Beginning with the top of Discord, and we'll go down. So, Minnie, you're first.
Oh, that's me.
Mm-hmm.
No.
My name is Cooper, and I play Mingani Marmitas, but she goes by Minnie for short, and she's a halfling bard.
Nice.
And I guess the attuned wielder of the Rune of Knowledge, or was for like a half an hour.
Oh. It was very
That's
sad.
how it be sometimes.
Yeah, that's how it be.
Well, you just want all of the universe's knowledge presented to you on a platter? Is that what you want?
I mean, yes.
You gave it to us.
That's so much to ask.
But apparently not.
You thought you'd have magic time powers? You're not wrong.
Fuck you, buddy.
All right,
Yeah.
Winston.
Only Ralph gets those.
I am Jake. I am playing Winston Beam. He's a crotchety old cleric whose sons were killed by Fairs. Although information that we've learned to date would seem to indicate that we need this asshole, Winston hates him with every shred of his being. And I am currently I am the only remaining member of the party who tuned to one of the runes. So I am the avatar of the rune of elements.
All right, Judge.
Boys, I was previously Davin the Minotaur, soft-spoken, a giant beast of a man. Sadly, he decided to spend his final days with the temple instead of going around with his new friends. But luckily for the party, Judge happened to be there at the right time. He's a warforged fighter that is the son of a mighty time dragon. And he is there to overlook and make sure that Minnie especially gets the rune back and becomes the Sorcerer Supreme.
All right. Awesome. And finally, last but not least,
The giant dragon.
Sora.
Yeah. Yeah, I play Sora. Sora is a dragonborn who in this world look like humans with some odd features. Sora has some scales and red eyes that she does her best to hide, and tried to hide being a dragonborn, but that failed when they were falling through the infernal library and she turned into a dragon to fight back against a weird lightning bird. And so now let's have her attack, turning into a dragon and breathing fire on things. She's from the Crystal Desert, with time being weird, so she's been alive for about 200 years, but is only about 50.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird. She was Sorig's, the guy who saved them from the infinite libraries. She was supposed to be under his protection, then he just ditched one day.
Scum.
And she's still very, very salty about that. She has a long list of people to punch in the face. She's also a barbarian, when she's not a dragon.
All right. Well, with that, yes, we're entering season 4. Our party has just been thrust into the depths of a world they have not experienced before, with the sacrifice of Ozun, the golden dragon that has helped them before to reach the Great Library. And now that the stone has been removed, his health deteriorated rapidly to the point where this last act of interplanar travel has caused him to breathe his last breath. So when the party finally exits this haze and mist of sand that they've been trickling through, they find themselves in an ash-covered landscape with this smog essentially all around them. You can't see too many of the features that you are surrounded by, except for the great stone and iron door that is directly in front of you, but almost like disappears out of sight because of the smog that you're standing in. And and as you kind of pull yourselves up, you take a deep breath of this smog and can tell that it contains quite a bit of burnt particles.
Ooh.
Yay. I just want to say
Does anyone
something
have
really...
asthma?
Roll for con.
Oh no.
Oh no. I just want to quickly say something I thought of after the last session in the middle of the night, decided not to spend this Discord with. You know how when we were talking to Blue Sora, she mentioned that somebody else was looking for the Root of Chaos? That looked like they might have been under some illusion crap. I think that might have been Fair's, because doesn't the Domination Rune also grant him some illusion crap?
True.
Just
That
another
it
good
did.
reason to find Fair's and punch him in the face.
Oh my god, I hate him so much.
Damn it.
I should have got the shield when we were at the Dwarven City, because my armor class is only 15.
Oh, fucking bears.
Do you have clothes on right now?
Yes, Sora was...
You're in fucking hell, but you have no clothes.
No, I have the white sage clothes on. If I transform, I'm gonna have to strip.
Yeah, says the dragon.
Okay.
I'm gonna have clothes on, except for my scales and my wings and my giant fire breath.
I'm not in dragon form right now.
So Winston, as you kind of pull yourself up, you get like so your sword that you've been carrying it obviously contains the rune of elements, and it contains the essence of Eska, who you've kind of kept there ever since you were in the desert.
We forgot about her.
Yeah, so
She's chilling in there.
She's the water wizard.
It also, as you remember, contains obviously the other 4/8 of the rune, one of each for each element. It also contains the 8th that was part of the fire stone. And that firestone is, as you recall, was the hive mind that you've met a long time ago, and that was the stone that was recovered by the other party, the other blue Sora, and given to you. As you rise to your feet, you begin to feel this uneasiness from the Eska that you have been experiencing throughout the journeys throughout the past several months. However, you also hear for the first time the voice of the hive mind, and it says, "I have been here before."
So I'd like to like draw my sword. I'm not really sure how it works, but I'll like draw my sword and I'll like bring the blade close to my mouth and be like, "Could you talk this whole time to me?"
Yes.
Well, what the fuck?
Well,
Everett.
And I want to like take it out and like point at stuff. I'm like, can you see right now? Like, what are the constraints of like you being in this sword?
you hear another voice, and it says, "Well, you never asked us."
Oh my god! And I turn to Judge. I'm like, are you hearing this? Can you hear what I'm hearing?
No.
What are you, Winston? Are you okay? Is the heat getting?
I think you're watching me like wave my sword around and just being like, "What? God damn it!" So can you like if you're in the scabbard, are you able to see and sense what's going on around?
Yes.
All right, I put up my hand. I put up like 2 fingers, and I'm like, how many fingers am I holding up?
Trick question. You have your thumb. 3.
I think I'm only holding up 2 fingers, and I'm like, so you can't see. All right.
They're too smart for you.
Well, that's so. Hold on, you've been here before. Do you know? I mean, surely it won't be this easy, but you don't know where Ferris lives, do you?
Who are you talking to? Winston?
I have a potential plan to figure out where he lives.
Hold on,
Don't worry about
give me a
it,
second. I'm
Judge.
talking to my sword.
Yeah, don't worry about it, Judge. He just.
I see.
It's extremely rude to interrupt a man talking to his sword.
The judge will just turn. Father Ozun, I hope you turn the right thing.
I turn the sword. I'm like, I don't know where you grew up in a barn or something. But conversation between a man and his sword, intensely private.
I was made
And I-
in the Crystal Desert.
Well, what the fuck does that do with anything? Judge, all right, I turn out the sword and I say, please go ahead. Please continue. You were about to tell me where Ferris lives?
You hear the same voice say, he's much deeper into this place, but the magic permeates through it all.
The magic? What magic?
Dark energy. Everything that you fear at night, everything that you fear outside of night, it all stems from here.
Well, I've had a couple of tangos with death, and so I'd say there's not a lot I fear anymore. I fear nothing more than I fear a long trip to this asshole. So can you tell us how to get there?
I don't know the path, but I do know that it's deeper in. I can point you in the right direction.
And I kind of like give the sword a test, and I'm like, so do I just point the sword and you let me know, or are you just gonna tell me, or is this kind of like a floating ghost type scenario?
I'll let you know when you're straying off the path.
I'll just kind of look at her and I'll be like, so I think my sword knows where we're going. I'll shoot it and I'll put up both hands and I'll be like, I know that sounds crazy, but I think we should talk. I think we should listen to my sword.
Okay, just in case, but I'm gonna like awkwardly pat his shoulder because I'm certainly we all know he's insane at this point.
I recoil like I'm not crazy.
Sure.
My sword talks to me. It's a talking sword.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
draw
just
it.
talk
I'll
before
draw
now,
it.
of course.
And I'll hand a sword. And I'm like, listen, you listen. It talks.
Just give me 5 seconds, okay?
Take the sword, damn it! I like push it
No.
on her.
Nope.
All right, if she doesn't take it, then I like turn to Judge and I'm like, take the sword.
I take the sword and I look at him. Winston, I know you
I'm
said
like shaking you by the
don't
shoulders,
fear
like, do you hear it? Do you hear them?
I know you do not fear anything, but I fear you might have some mental disorder.
I think Winston also hasn't had a chance to like shave in a while, so I've got like a 9 o'clock shadow on my
The
face.
crazy-
I'm just all grizzled and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I also like how in your recap you've just avoided all of the instances where Winston went crazy, like batshit crazy.
Yeah.
So many instances.
So
I mean, when have I gone crazy, guys? I count one
Oh
time.
boy.
You yelled at Blue Source so much you almost ruined me trying to be, diplomatic.
Oh my god, fuck that person.
To Blue Sora. Blue Sora's cool. She's just in a
Fuck
tough
her and the
situation.
whole floating on.
Yeah, it's funny because never mind.
Oh no!
God
I don't
damn
like
it.
that. I don't like that.
I mean, okay, so you've named one time where I may have overreacted slightly.
You left
Slightly.
me dead for 5 days instead of just like one to test.
You want to
water.
give more time?
oh yeah,
If that was gonna be, it was gonna be fast. We were on a time crunch. But by the time you guys were talking about when to revive me, I was already dead, so I couldn't say anything.
All right. Enough standing here in hell arguing about who overreacted to who and who left who dead for too long. I'll take this for back from Judge, and I'll be like, let's go, and I'll just start walking in a random direction, hoping that it's our direction, and if it's not, I'm hoping this orc will just tell me. I'm gonna walk east, more west. West is a good direction.
Can we just stop for 5 seconds?
So you walk off into a direction and you immediately realize that you don't know which direction is west, east, south, or if there is a relative direction. But before you do,
Figure that
I may
out.
realize that, but I refuse to stop walking because then I'll look stupid.
Judge, grab Winston. I'm gonna try to. Would it be possible for me to communicate nature?
I think by now I'm already like maybe like 10 feet away, and I'm just like, come on, guys, keep up.
Judge, grab him.
Before you walk off though, you hear another utterance from the sword, and it says, "This room contains thousands of souls of the risen from all corners of the Vortex Mountains, and we are 100% behind you to bring vengeance on this darkness that's coming for us all."
I draw the sword again. I'm like, now you're speaking my language. Are we talking some fair's vengeance?
Whoever is responsible for this.
I give it like a nod and a grin, and I say, I like what you say and the way you say it.
Sora's just staring at him, very concerned.
Yeah, no, I think because now I'm like nodding. I think I'm looking at my sword, and I'm like maybe stroking it kind of gently, and I've got like an evil grin on my face, like, yeah, we're gonna visit so much vengeance on them. But you're only hearing half the conversation.
Can I just whisper to Judge, on the count of 5, we're both going to grab him and we're gonna restrain him, okay?
What?
He might react violently.
I look at my eyes, and I'm like, what?
Nothing, dude.
I mean, I'll
talk
just
to your
say
sword.
I have no idea where to go, so following a sword
is
better than no idea.
I'd like to point with like finger gun point with my hand, with my arm that has an extra hand on it. And that extra hand will also point, and I'll say, now listen here. We've got no better leads than my talking sword, so let's just start moving.
Let me try to get a lead. Just let me try to get a lead.
I with an exasperated, throwing all 3 of my hands up in the air, just like, come on! Who are we gonna ask? We can't like ask directions down here.
We're gonna ask a tortoise. We're gonna ask a tortoise.
Oh, what? What the fuck are you talking about? A tortoise? And I look around, gesturing with all 3 hands.
I also a judge also.
Any tortoises?
A judge also looks at it.
Just let me do this one thing. Can I please cast, because of my Path of the Totem Warrior, can I please do Community of Nature and try to figure out what the heck is going on around us? I'm gonna die of laughter.
Sure.
So I briefly become one with nature, and I know a lot of stuff with the land within like 3 miles of me. I know like terrain's body of water, powerful celestial space and feeds, which might be useful at finding bears. And I'm gonna talk to my spirit tortoise because I think that's what you have to do in order to do this to figure that out.
Okay. So a spectral tortoise appears. What do you say to it?
Hello, thank you for your assistance. I'm sure this is not a pleasant place for you to be. Could you help us figure out where we should go? Is there anything very powerful here that you can sense for the next 3 miles?
Oh hell, fuck this place, and it disappears.
Ah, oh my god, I'm laughing in character. I'm just like, was that helpful?
At least we can see what I was talking to.
Oh man, you should try that again. Maybe if you bring him, maybe you bring him back, you'll maybe more information.
And then you hear the sword again. It says, "You were brought to the gates of the world you seek. However, you are still in the place that binds it all. You're at the gate. You have to enter it through the doorway."
Okay.
So hold on. Have you done it before?
No, I have not.
Oh, because I was gonna say, like, why are you being so cryptic? Can't you just tell us to stick the MacGuffin in the MacGoover and just like be done with it? What's this door and gateway
what?
thing?
What?
Aren't we in front of a giant door?
Yes.
Wait, did you forget that? We ended with "you're before a giant door." It's in the poster, right?
I even wrote the gates of hell. Okay.
Oh my! It's in the it's like movie poster.
Let's go through the gates before we have any more shenanigans.
Yeah, as much as I don't want to enter hell,
We
seems like
must.
that's- You
We must.
gotta just go with the flow sometimes.
Yeah, Judge's dad/deity died to get us here. We should honor that.
Yes.
Yeah.
We should not squander Ozu's final gift to us.
Are the gates like open?
Can I
or...
Nope, they're
chromatic
closed.
orb the door open?
It does not open.
So
Great.
if I blast with a chromatic orb, it doesn't open.
Nope,
Can I just try to open it like a normal person?
it does not open.
God.
Are there any kind of
Damn it.
locks, symbols, or...
It looks
there a
it
way-
looks just like the door in the poster.
Oh, hold up,
Orb
I
in
gotta
the
pull...
Is
poster.
there any way we can
Someone-
go over? Like, does the
someone
door
must
end at a certain
die.
point? Can we just go up?
I mean, theoretically, all the designs on it are climbable, but
I was more talking about turning into a dragon, grabbing everyone, and just flying over the door and moving on for our lives.
Is it not like connected to a wall that goes up, or...
oh
Is it
no,
just a giant door?
there's a giant door, just standing there in the middle, kind of like a pillar, that it's encased in
Oh.
kind of this rock, but then everything above, everything on the sides is not there.
Can we just go around?
I
We
feel
could
like
try. I have a feeling that might not work, but we could try.
we,
What's gonna happen?
we
Where
need
do
to
you
go,
go?
but we need to go through the
Yeah,
door.
this is
Should we
the only way to end.
like DM? Can I like do a history or Arcana check? Doesn't hell have like multiple layers that we need to go?
Yeah, I mean, what are you trying to discern? Like, it depends on what you're trying to get out of this, the check that you roll.
Mainly for me at least is I like can I actually do the check to know in what like realm we are in, like in what like layer?
Sure.
I think we're at
Yeah,
the top, the front.
probably would be Arcana and Insight together. So go ahead and roll like a
Ah.
double roll.
While he's checking that, can I ask my sword if one of them is willing to give up
shit.
their existence? Oh yeah, go for it.
Nice.
All right. So the first thing you notice is that you seem to be. The magic around you doesn't feel the same. So you try to reach out to understand and kind of like pull this data almost from your surroundings, and you're kind of surprised as to the readings that you get back. Now, insight-wise, you cannot know. None of this seems familiar to you. You have never been in a place like this. If anybody else wants to do one, Jake or Cooper. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll try it.
Also Arcana.
Can I try to do history to see if I remember from that time I was dead for 5 days?
Sure. Holy shit, Minnie.
Oh, Minnie.
Wait, was
Got
Minnie
her.
there?
Suck a dick.
I don't think Minnie was there. Wait, was Minnie in the White Room
In the white
in season 1?
room.
I don't think she was. I think that was back in no.
I think that was when.
No.
Wasn't that
Your first
when
character
my
died
first
with
character died?
Yeah, no. That was right before,
Yeah,
so you weren't there for
that
that
was-
session. That's right. You weren't there at all.
That was the in-between session.
Yeah.
Rip.
Sora, you and Winston probably would recognize this as something similar. Winston, especially you remember when you were in the White Room, a similar sensation. As you walked away from this door, you seemed to kind of leave it, but then it would appear in front of you again, almost like an endless loop of passing this. It reminds you of that slit that you saw back in the White Room that you similarly pulled up and entered the infernal landscape. And
Can I just do a
this door similarly just stands there in front of you, and you can like pass it on all sides or all around it, but you don't see anything else.
Can I try to see if there's any runes or anything we can read on it?
Sure, yeah, do a
it looks
perception
like
check.
there's a lot of like ornate carvings.
Because if we can climb it, there's probably stuff that we can look at.
Sure, go ahead and roll a perception check.
I'm assuming this is gonna be a puzzle we have to solve.
No, our one weakness.
I know our ultimate weakness as a party. Puzzle.
Our one and only weakness.
Yeah, because we're all stupid.
Does anybody else want to do the second check? Because I allow up to 2 checks for things.
Please, somebody else do perception. I did not do well.
Perception or insight?
Perception, because you're looking at this
should-
door to
I
see if you
should
can spot anything
probably-
important.
Oh, I'll percept the fuck out of it. No, I won't.
All right,
Failure.
so
Failure.
Oh no.
you look at this door, and it appears fairly reddish, not to the extent as it is in the picture, but you see red on it, almost like it's made out of some kind of redstone and iron, maybe some oxidized iron, something like that. However, you do notice some residue on it. It's covered in some dried something that's also red and a little bit of purple. And you see these designs of basically these creatures that resemble very much the creatures that you've seen running rampant around Maros as you were flying all around it. You also see at the very top kind of this another carving separated from the rest, like you see in the picture, and it seems to have like these individuals kind of encircling and behind this main thing that sits up top and just looks straight down at you.
Interesting.
This is probably not going to work at all, but can I, like, walk around the door and try to push it from the other side?
It doesn't budge.
Can I just do a strength check to really, really push it?
Sure.
Because it's a door, what else are you supposed to do with it?
Knock.
Can I get advantage on strength checks?
You said there's some kind of residue.
It doesn't budge.
On it.
Yes.
Is it like, can I go touch the residue and try to figure out what it is?
Sure. Insight check. It's blood.
Yeah, no,
It's dried blood.
Okay.
I
Aha.
figured. Okay, I cut my hand and I smear blood on it.
Classic.
All right. Go ahead and roll a d100 for me, please.
Oh god,
Oh,
no.
What are you?
fuck.
Why are you hurting yourself?
Minnie! Minnie, not Minnie! No!
Are you affected by dementia as well?
Minnie.
Oh my goodness, this is too funny.
Uh-oh.
No, what
Uh-oh.
happened?
Is it too
She-
funny? Is that what we would call it?
She's gonna
Oh,
shrink,
no.
I guarantee you.
I bet
She's
it's
gonna
I
shrink.
bet it's gonna be so hilarious.
Oh,
You see Minnie begin to turn, and she turns into lycanthrope with the form of a rabbit.
Oh, a
no!
lycanthrope. Oh shit.
What?
Is she a rabbit right now?
She's basically
Can
a
I
werewolf
still
with a form
speak?
of a rabbit. Yes.
Can I still speak? I'm like, oh, hey, oh shit, guys, I'm a rabbit.
Just draw my sword like.
You
What have you done?
Minnie only.
Wait. Really important question. What kind of rabbit? Like, do I have floppy ears?
Oh.
Is it fluffy?
Like,
Is
what
it
kind
one
of
of those?
fur? This
If
is
it,
super
is it
You
one
have-
of those, like naked rats?
You look very you don't appear to be colored like a rabbit. Your skin still looks grayish black, and the only reason why you know that you probably might be intended to have ears is because you have two like little stalks pointing out of your head, but they're completely not completely but almost nearly gone, like singed off, or just like there's like just blood kind of there, dried blood.
God.
However,
Winston, healer!
However, when you do do this, you see not the other party, but you see the door open.
Oh, okay, bye guys. And I walk through the door.
No!
Minnie-
Wait,
No, I
is
tell
it-
Minnie!
Wait,
I tell
is
them
it?
I tell them, hey, you guys should also do this. And
That seems like a very bad idea.
Is it
think-
still closed
I
for
think-
us?
Yes.
you have to offer blood to enter.
And I
Judge,
look at
what
her.
are you gonna do? Do you
I
have
look at her.
Maybe you've got like some oil running through
You
your
can use
like
my blood,
wiring
maybe?
or something.
Can I like cut myself with like my great axe and put a little bit on Judge's hand? Like, here you go, buddy.
Sure.
I'll try and.
You have blood on Judge. You have blood on your hands.
I'm sorry, we'll clean it up as soon as we can, buddy. I'm sorry.
We'll see. We'll see if this works. Well, I'll be last just in case. So you guys go ahead.
Okay, I'll press my palm that I cut open against the door.
Or roll a d100.
Oh, you turned into a weird dragon.
Please no. I'm scared.
It's okay. What's the worst they can do? Lose all of
Okay.
yourself.
Nothing. Let me look.
Immediate.
Let me look at something really quick.
Winston's gonna sprout another fucking head or something.
Let's see.
Fuck me.
You don't immediately notice anything happening.
Fuck, that's scarier.
However, I'll send you what happens so you can.
The unknown is the.
I'll send you what happens.
Okay. I'll walk through then.
All right. Yep. The door similarly opens for you, and I guess you step through.
Yay.
By all means. if I don't come after you, that means the gate has forbidden me entrance, for I do not have blood.
Try oil next, like Minnie said.
We'll see.
Luckily I'm filled with blood. I'm up next.
Good for you.
Yes, that is true.
I got shit tons of blood. I'll kind of slash myself when wipe some blood on that door.
He slashes himself a bit too much.
Here, I'll be like,
Alright.
Judge, wants some of this blood?
No, you're fine. Please proceed.
All right. D100.
Oh, that's right.
Oh no.
I'll send you this.
God damn it.
This is scary.
God damn it. God damn it.
Oh no.
He actually grew something new. I can already tell.
It's another arm. The arm comes back. All right, Jake, you step, or Winston, you step through.
Very well. It's time for me to try. I'll go up ahead and use Sora's blood and see if it.
Wait, can I still see Judge?
No, you find yourself in a different place.
Okay.
All right, you press the blood, nothing happens, Judge.
Very well. Maybe a piece of me, and I'll cut myself again. I don't know if I bleed or not. I'll try and like take a piece off of me, off my like hand, and I'll like put it to the door. Perhaps is this sufficient sacrifice?
So as you cut a piece of your finger, I'm guessing, off, and you put it towards the
Yep.
door, you see it dissolve into sand and fall into the door. Go ahead and roll a d100.
Oh, understand after all. Alright, here we go, boys. 100. Ah.
60.
Roll twice.
Twice.
Roll twice. And also fuck you.
Judge, you become instantly hungry.
Hungry. What is this feeling? I've never had it before.
I'm gonna hide behind somebody else.
Oh damn! This is so new. Man, I got a lame one. I wanted to transform into something cool. Damn it!
So you step through the door, and well, hang on, Kriat needs to do it too.
He doesn't have any.
Kriad puts his eye fire.
Yeah, he puts his eye fire onto it.
It literally Kriad is just alchemist eye fire.
Let's see what this is. What the fuck?
Oh no.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh no, no, God.
You see Kriat appear, and he has this weird mouth thing in his chest.
What?
I'm sorry, what?
Okay.
What?
And it's just like.
Excuse me?
Does
What?
he have
Whoa.
flesh on his chest now?
Hold on, Dimitri, what was it like again?
It's just like a mouth, a skeletal mouth with fangs, and it's just kind of continues doing that.
Ah, I see.
Cool. Very.
No.
Oh,
No.
Apart from
No.
that, you find yourself standing on a kind of singed ground, similar to the ones again after you step through the doorway in the White Room, with similar ash surrounding you on all sides. However, now you can see kind of more of the features. You see distant mountains. You see basically kind of hills and valleys in front of you, but they're more like rocky, barren type terrain.
Interesting.
Is there a road or anything we can just walk down?
At what? A river? Definitely not.
A road.
Oh, no, there is no road.
Hmm.
Well, actually, roll a perception check.
I'll look at everyone else. Have you changed?
I don't think so. It scares me.
Changed
Winston?
what?
Have you changed in any way, like the miniature person did?
The mouth is still continuing to do the thing, and it says, "Food."
Oh my god, what?
Can I just like take, I don't know, like some of like the white sage cloak I'm wearing, because I am wearing clothing, and just try to like use like my beer or something to shove it into its mouth so it doesn't actually touch me?
Yeah, don't
shuts
let
up?
it bite you.
I'm gonna use like
Oh my god, this is the worst.
Kriya, cover it up.
I can't.
It's
It's right there.
Then put on
Okay,
some
then
clothes.
fucking cut it off then.
Oh yeah, let's just cut it out of you. You'll be fine,
It
right?
seems to be part of my chest and my armor.
Okay, you're missing some of your armor then, buddy. Come on, I've got my great axe. Let's do this.
It's been fun adventuring with you up until this point, but I think this is where our paths part ways, Kriyat.
Maybe let's cut it out, and then you'll heal him, and it'll grow back without it. Maybe.
How are you gonna cut iron?
With
Determination.
willpower.
I mean, I've got a magical
With
sword,
willpower.
like,
We've got a lot of-
we can figure this out. This is not a problem. Come on, this group has been almost killed by everyone from the Tidal Valley to the Eastlands of Maros. Like, I think we can figure out how to cut off a little iron mouth.
Judge just cut some of himself. Isn't he ironish? I don't know what he looks like.
That is true. He looks at all of you. Do you have, by any chance, sustenance?
For us,
Go
not for
knock
you,
a
bud.
rock or something.
Do you
What do you
have
eat, like gears?
Do you have
Ah.
any sort of food?
No, that
Anything?
probably
Do
would've
I
been
have?
smart
Can
of
I
us.
pull out some rations or something?
I don't think you guys have restocked like in the past 2 months.
They're
so
like moldy as fuck.
yeah, I think I
Yes,
think I think
good
you
enough.
I think you've been eating like good berries this whole time because you guys haven't bought
No,
rations.
I can summon food.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, thank
Summon food for me, Winston.
I don't think I have that prepared.
What?
Then prepare it.
Wait, hold on. All right.
Oh my
Yes, I
God.
will. Bloop. I'll create some food and water for you.
How much? 45 pounds. How much of food will that like give me?
45 pounds.
45.
No. I mean like sustenance
If
for how many?
if I had to estimate, Winston, I'd say it gives you 45 or 45 pounds of food.
Well, let's see. Enough to sustain up to 15 humanoids. So divide by that 15, so that's 3.
I will take it for myself. And you'll see Judge just like take the food and he'll put his hand in his mouth and like drop it. You'll hear like he lets go of the food like while his hand is in his throat. Like it'll just drop down. Yes.
I wish you hadn't done that.
This is how you eat food, correct? And then he'll do it again, just like he picks up a large chunk of food, whatever it is, and he just like puts it down his throat, like this is how it is.
This is
Yes.
actually the best.
Can I just try to use like clean water to like clean the cut that I just pressed against a horribly gross door?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give Judge the side eye because this is so very confusing.
Oh yeah, he's still like shoving food down his throat. Yes, I don't know what this feeling is, but this is cool. I've never had.
I think
such a
maybe you're
feeling.
dying.
Is this death?
We're all in hell, so
Many
Yeah,
people
it
have
might be.
many people have told me death is an excruciating thing. This is more akin to what I would call
You get used to it.
fulfillment. This is
It's not that
fulfillment.
bad.
Hmm.
if you try to
It's
eat us, I
definitely
will
feelings.
kill you.
If you try to kill
So,
us, I will kill you.
Worry not. I will not eat you unless there's no food around. Ha! That's a joke, Sora. I'm trying to lighten the mood. Ha! Ha! Ha!
That's
I'm
what we
trying
in
to.
business call a joke.
Yes, it is to lighten the mood, for we are in a peculiar predicament, right?
Maybe we can stop eating and start doing literally anything else. Did I find
By all means, I'll be right behind you. And he continues shoving down his.
Okay, he has enough food. We could probably get a decent chunk away before he comes and tries to eat us. Let's book it.
So we're just kind of in this barren wasteland.
Yep, with a
Without-
bunny
we don't-
lithanthrope.
Right, of course. Let's not forget that.
Let's not
happens.
forget. Definitely don't forget that. That's very important.
Your
to me.
clothes probably
Do I
always.
have a bunny nose?
No, you have more like it's kind of like a mashup between like a wolf and a bunny, if you want to see. It's basically
Oh,
a
this is
Oh,
great.
it's
God.
basically a were bunny, you know.
Where's Rabbit?
And your clothes are like torn. They got torn in the process.
Oh,
So-
great.
Why is everyone ending up naked in this?
See, this is why I do not need clothes.
You are
Well.
clothes in a sense of the word if you're just like a sentient suit of armor.
You living beings with your sense of emotion. I do not understand.
I don't understand why you're eating food because it doesn't do anything for you.
It is strange. When I went through the door, a sudden feeling came over me, requiring sustenance. It's never been like this before.
Gee, I wonder
could-
if that's something to do with the fact that we're in hell.
I could still eat before, yes, but
I don't think that's
there
eating.
there was neither. This is eating. I've seen many people do this. Yes, the ones in the tavern, usually the big ones, usually ate like this. Is this not the correct way of consuming food?
I don't think you have teeth that's about as good as you can do, I'm guessing.
Yes, I could indeed chop them down, but that would
Nope.
require time.
Nope,
Hmm.
this is gross enough. DM Major, did I see anything with my perception check?
You do see it's not a road, but it's kind of more like a stomped path, if you will. So like you can see that something probably traveled around here. So it's not a road per se, but it's a way, pathway.
I guess we could try that.
Yep, let's try that. Judge, if you get too hungry, just like... Can you like take off your foot or something and then take that food and eat it again?
I cannot eat myself if that's what
No,
you're
I
trying
mean like,
to.
if it's just falling down into you, can you somehow get that food out and just infinitely use that food
no.
over and over again?
When something enters my cavity, and he like taps his stomach.
Gross.
It's like when something enters my cavity, it disappears. I don't know if it is recycled or not, but it just disappears.
That's fun to know. That's not at all mildly disturbing. Okay, let's go before we have time to think about that.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Judge's cavity notwithstanding, I'd like to get off the road and out of sight. We are in hell.
Yes.
But if it's like a barren wasteland, where are you gonna hide? Are there trees?
We can
I
hide
don't
behind
Hell
know.
Judge.
tree?
See?
Hell trees?
There is no trees.
Yeah, I think we're...
Let's just walk
I
and
guess
hope
we
we
could
don't
try
die.
to be sneaky. As sneaky as possible.
Judge will look around. I don't see the point in sneaking in this kind of
Yeah.
realm. If I recall correctly, there were flying demons once. I don't think we'll be able to hide from them, so if they see us, they will most likely attack us. So, the best thing, if you ask me, of course, is to prepare yourselves for inevitable battle.
That is a good point. If we are going to be battling soon, should I just turn into a dragon and save a round of combat?
I wouldn't do that, because being
It
a
is-
dragon is not good
It
for
is
you.
detrimental for your
It's
health.
not
I
the
would
worst
suggest-
being a dragon, it's just stop. When I stop being a dragon, it's not fun. Being a dragon is weird.
Isn't there a time limit on it?
10 hours. Wait, actually, it'd be more than that. 13
Well,
hours at this
so
point.
no.
Then-
I would
well,
I would
still-
suggest
We
I
don't
would
know-
suggest
we
to
don't
keep
know
it.
if we're gonna run into anyone in there.
Yes. Use it as a secret weapon.
Yeah.
If
We're just
the
walking
need
now.
arises, yes, if the need arises, then you may transform. But otherwise, keep it hidden from.
If the need arises, I won't ask for your permission. No offense.
Of course,
I'll be
of
busy
course.
dying.
It is your choice.
So should we follow this path? Jake wants to stay off the path. I guess we could like stay off the path, but also follow
I
it.
mean, if
Right-
it's truly
right-
like a
right
barren
next to
wasteland,
it.
there's no point.
Yeah, I think it's
Like
pretty
if there's
barren.
nothing around, then I guess fuck it. Let's just go on the road.
If
Follow
we're
the
gonna,
path.
if something's following us or coming towards us, we'll be able to see it.
The thing is,
far off, I think.
we can't sneak up on anything, but nothing can sneak up on us.
Unless they are invisible, of course.
Then we're fucked either way.
True.
Well, I mean, can't argue with that logic. Let's do this shit.
Very well. Let us proceed.
All right, so you're walking down the pathway.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you start off kind of in the same way you were facing, in which you exited the door, and you continue on this pathway without, for a few minutes, without the scenery around you changing too much. Go ahead and make a perception check, however. I'll let you do 2 as well. So if somebody wants to do it at advantage, that's fine.
I will do a normal one.
Oh, okay. So 1 more.
Go many.
Shit.
So, with your wolf
Food judge.
bunny ears or eyes, Minnie, you start realizing that you are being followed. By a small creature that seems to be like running behind a rock and then hiding, but following you.
If it's
What
Ralph from
do
Rabbit 4,
I-
we're gonna skin him and eat him alive and feed him to Judge.
Can I tell like how far away is it? What kind
Maybe
of
like
creature it is?
30, 35 feet.
Oh, that's pretty close. Okay.
Pretty small creature. Go ahead and roll a perception check again to see if you can determine what it is. Ooh, yeah, it
Ooh.
almost looks like a, as you see it dart between rocks, it almost looks like a goblin of some sorts.
Demo gobble.
Do you let us know this fact?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I do. I'll be like, I'll without being like super crazy. I'll be like, hey guys, just so you know, there is a creature following us. Does this goblin happen to be wearing like a loincloth and muttering about
Wait,
kind of ring or something?
do you actually tell us?
Yeah, she told
Yeah,
you.
of course.
Judge turns around,
Oh
Uh,
no.
unsheathes his sword. Show yourself, creature. We know you're there.
Okay. And you see from behind a rock this tiny creature, goblin-looking creature with like huge eyes embossed in its head, just starts skipping towards you, and it says, "Hello!"
Kill it with fire. Do not trust
What
that.
the fuck?
What the fuck is
My
this?
My name's Teak. What's yours?
Kick it.
That's not very nice.
Stop. Don't take any. Please stop moving towards us.
Okay.
Uh,
I imagine like a baby Yoda type creature.
oh no.
Yeah, except it's much more disgusting.
Oh man, that could be a meme.
So, first of all, where the fuck did you just come from? And second of all, the creatures in hell usually just approach strange creatures.
Yes.
Oh.
Are you friend or?
You don't look too frightening though, so.
Huh.
Do you see Minnie over here? I'm gonna point at her. That's pretty scary. No offense, Minnie. You're the best. I'm sorry. And also, I'm gonna put a
Do I
Kriya.
really
He's
look
pretty scary
scary?
too.
I'm a
If you
half-
say so.
You're a lycanthrope now. You're probably at least weird to look at. And plus, we got Kriya. He's spooky. I'm gonna put our
He's
spooky
gonna knock with
scary
fire for his
skeleton.
eyeballs.
Fucking alchemist
Teak
eyeball.
is his name?
Yeah, Teak.
Oh, great. Why are you following us?
I was just hopping around and saw you two. Decided to see what you guys were up to.
Oh, great. Are you following us?
What?
Why are you following us?
What?
What?
What? Can I whisper to Winston, can you cast Zone of Truth again? I do not trust this guy at all.
Why you don't trust Teak?
Because we're in hell.
Well, tell you
Teak
what.
help you out.
I
Okay.
do not trust you.
Hard pause on this shit, because Teak, you seem like a nice enough hell creature, but we've had a pretty bad track record with animals and betraying us. So I think we're just gonna pass on this entire interaction.
Hmm.
He-
You don't look like you're from around here.
What gave it away, buddy?
You
would like to
look like
ignore
you look like you could use some direction. Teak, help.
Oh no. No.
Die if he tries to get any closer.
Can I insight check him?
Sure. You think he's being truthful? Oh well, what are you trying to determine?
I guess just determine if he has any like ill intent. He says he could help us, but
But does he mean help us to our death?
Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
No.
I still think we should cast Zone of Truth on this guy.
He says, Oh, okay.
Judge will walk up and he'll, for 1 minute he'll say something, but then he stops. He like tinks his stomach. Hey, Teak, our demons edible.
What?
Oh god,
no.
run! Oh god,
What did you say?
Teak, our demons edible.
Not really. No.
We can always test the theory out, Judge. You can test it out, and the rest of us can keep walking down the path, and we'll catch up with you later.
Not by you guys anyway. I wouldn't suggest it. See, that's what I mean. You guys need direction.
Oh yes. Do you know where we're going
He
then?
might really be able to help us. We have no
He
idea
might
where
also
we are.
kill us.
Where are you going?
I think
None of your business.
I think the 5 of us can take him. Look at him.
But he could lead us to someone else who could take us.
Maybe.
For all we
He
know, there's a
seems to
thousand other little guys
seems to
surrounding
be
us.
friendly enough. I don't think he's trying to trick us.
Can I just get really close to Minnie and like grab her by both her shoulders and say directly in her face, "We are in hell."
That's true, I know, but
It's called hell for a reason.
DM, can I? So I've been looking at Teak this entire time, mainly for hunger reasons, but I'm also doing this. So if I could just get, what was I gonna say? If I could just get his Constitution score, please, and his Strength score.
He looks fairly, what's the
Can
word?
I please get his strength score?
Yes,
trying to-
common Strength score.
Trying to think of a
Fragile?
synonym for fragile. Frugal.
Fragile.
He seems pretty frugal. Like his arms are picture like Dobby. I think that's a good comparison.
Dobby. Master help us.
Strength score 70.
I see how this goes. I'll look back at everyone else. This creature seems weak, and somewhat pathetic, but he turns back to Teak. But Teak, if you can indeed show us the way, that would be very helpful. But these interactions usually have something exchanged. What would you like for showing us the way?
Yes. Teak doesn't want much.
Yes? What does Teak want?
Don't make a deal with him.
Teak wants to fight your strongest warrior.
Called it.
He looks
Oh,
at
man.
Winston. Winston, that would be you.
I crack my neck and like rotate my shoulder like I'm like, yeah, all right, let's fucking do this shit.
Very well, Teak. Agreement accepted. Agreement accepted.
He outstretches his
deals,
little
please.
hand.
Before I
make
do
a
this,
deal.
what do I get if I beat you?
Well, first I guide you Wherever you wish to go, and then I fight.
And then wait, so first you're gonna guide us where we want to go, and then you fight us.
Yes.
And then you fight us.
Yes.
Can I just fight you first? And we can because we're gonna get to a fight when you guide us where we need to be. I'd rather get the fight out of the way first.
Well, if you win, then I won't be able to guide you anymore. If I win,
Kill him.
I'm not gonna kill you though. I'm just gonna beat you.
no,
Is this-
no, that's not how it works.
This is a battle
He
to
wants
the
to
death,
not-
Winston.
Do
He
you
wants to
want
fight
me to
to the
kill
death.
you?
Maybe. Hey.
Can I?
Wait.
Can I wait? Can I do like an Arcana check to like demons? Like if you kill a demon, like do they revive or is that like common knowledge or anything?
Yeah, do a history check.
History. Boom. Damn it.
Oh, no.
You do know like faint stuff like creatures from outside the world don't typically do well in your in Maros, but you don't know about much more. That's all you know.
Fair enough. With that in mind, I'll turn to Winston. I'll say, perhaps he doesn't die. He might just perish and then reform.
Oh god. Let's just punch
So-
people and run.
So in the end, this deal is more beneficial to him because even if he dies, he doesn't die for real. But if he kills you, he gets, I assume, your soul, and he turns towards Teak. Is that correct?
Don't trust
Okay.
him.
And he
Don't
still
trust
he
him.
still has his hand outstretched towards you, Judge.
Don't shake his
Well,
fucking hand. Don't shake his fucking hand or I'll cut your
deal.
nose you.
The deal is, and he turns towards Winston. Is the deal accepted?
No. No.
Winston, it is your soul on the line. I will let you decide.
Sora in the background is just furiously shaking your head no.
It's your choice. Your soul, your choice.
Fucking let's do this shit.
Okay, Teak.
I reach out and I grab his fucking hand before he has a chance to put his out. Like, let's do this.
All right, so you step forward and you outstretch your hand, nearing him. And as you do, go ahead and make a perception check.
Fuck.
He's like, he has his fingers crossed on his back. He fucking got you.
From
Oh.
from
Oh, thank
behind you, you become aware of a projectile flying straight past you as you kind of turn around and fly straight past your head and flying directly towards this creature standing in front of you, and it hits it square in between the eyes as the creature
thank God.
topples backwards, and as it does so, it kind of starts to like bubble almost, like its skin starts to bubble,
It's
and
transforming.
it transforms into this massive freaking you don't know what, but with horns. It pretty much 10 times its size of what it
God.
was, and it just topples
fuck.
backwards and lays motionless on its back.
It was a fucking, what's it called?
We're
the
in
the
hell.
mega demons.
And you
Those
see
mega demons.
And you see in its head, still stuck, a hilt of what looks like a sai blade handle, coming with a red gem embossed in its hilt.
Oh fuck, is that theirs?
Can I try to look? To
I turn
see
around
where
with a
that
giant
came-
smile on my face, and I'm like, "This
Oh,
fight just
shit.
got fucking interesting." And I pull out my sword, and I channel lightning engine through it. And I just yell "Faz, get out here, you cock!"
You hear a female voice say, you know you should be careful as to how loud you are and who you talk to around here.
I
Honestly, never
I'm
stopped
just
him
like,
before.
"Faz!" I just scream even louder. Say
And-
the trouble
and,
coming to your
you
house and
see-
killing
you
you
see-
myself, you motherfucker.
You see a red-haired woman walk towards you, and as you continue screaming, she says, "Okay, not that I didn't warn you," and she walks directly to the hunk of meat that's now laying motionless there, and she just pulls out the sai and wipes it off her cloak and stashes it back in her beneath
Who are
it.
you?
I'm
Why
Zenya.
would you?
Have you
Wait, I
forgotten
was
me?
looking for the brood of chaos. I thought you might be fair as fuck. Who are you? Who are you? Ah, I don't like this. Sora's just on the verge of a mental breakdown.
Who are these new people?
We've made some new companions along the way. What are you doing?
I'm looking for the same thing I was looking for last time.
Jake, you're smashing your keyboard too loud.
Ah, shit.
Sorry, it's a little loud.
Hold on. Push type.
Yeah, push to talk is.
You're looking for the Rune of Chaos?
I am, yes.
Are you its avatar or something?
Whose avatar?
The runes.
No, I don't think she's the avatar.
Then why are
of the
you
rune.
looking
But
for a rune of pure
how-
chaos and death and destruction?
I might or might not. How do you know I'm looking for the Rune of Chaos?
I got told by a blue version of me, okay? It's been a long couple of days.
Oh, Sora.
Fuck, how do you know my name? I do not like this.
Wait, your name is Sora too?
Yes.
Well, that's certainly strange.
Yes,
What
it
are the
is.
odds of that? But I did hear Sora is
We're
a
the same
fairly
species,
common
it's very
dragonborn
common.
name. Yes, I did hear that. Well, how is Sora doing? It's been a while.
She's, good news, she's alive and she's the avatar for the Rune of Val. Bad news, the world is ending and she is kind of making a last stand and, might die by the time we manage to get the other runes to get back to her.
Oh. Well.
Thank you for preventing our dumbass over here from getting himself killed.
Ah, yes, well, you should really know better than to trust anything down here.
That's what I said.
It's okay.
I mean,
the deal.
Trust, I think, is a very relative statement here.
The deal would have been struck, and we would have dealt with the creature.
Yes, but I'm afraid that you would be fighting that, not that you saw before.
Worry not. We fought many things, many giant things as well. I think we could handle whatever this creature turned into.
Wait. Quick aside. Didn't Blue Sora tell us that this chick looked like she was doing some sort of illusion magic?
I don't remember exactly what she told you, but
She said that, like, something about her eyes look weird, like, it led me to believe that maybe she secretly fares in disguise. Remember I mentioned that, like, way back at the beginning of this?
uh-huh.
So, can I do some sort of, I don't know, like, perception check to see if I think she's some sort of illusionary magic-y bullshit?
Sure.
Because I think, thankfully she helped us, but I do not trust her either.
You don't know. Nothing would suggest that she's an illusion.
Can I try to, like, subtly throw some sand at her or something and see if, like, with my feet, like, scuffle some sand to see if it, like, lands on her?
There's some sand in her eyes. Illusion!
She says, "What are you doing?"
We're in hell. I don't trust anybody. Thanks
Oh,
for saving us, but we're in hell.
It looks like you're the only one
This
with
is
the brains
hell.
in this group.
That's not saying much.
That is incorrect. There are 3 brains. And he points to the 3 like live people. And I have something else.
Uh-huh. So what are you doing down here?
Oh, we're on vacation.
We're here to destroy heirs.
Yeah, we're looking for fairs.
You're looking for fires. Why?
To get the
Because he
runes back.
stole something of mine.
Yeah, he stole
And
something.
he has an ass whooping from us that's been a long time coming. So
He's done bad things. That's all we're gonna say because we're in hell and we don't trust people. I'm gonna glare at Winston and Judge. We don't tell people things when we're in hell.
What did he steal from you?
The rune of knowledge.
God damn it.
stole a rune.
You are the avatar of knowledge?
One of us
Yeah.
is. We're not telling you who. God damn it, guys.
He, he looks at
What's the
Nitty.
point anymore?
The point is not revealing all
I'm
of our cards.
I'm not allowed to challenge a little pissant demon to a fight, but you guys are allowed to tell this chick everything? Seems a little unfair.
I
We
was
know
I
He
was
knows not to do this.
You
I
guys
was
are
about
fairly
to
gullible.
strike the deal.
God damn it.
I mean, some of us are fairly gullible.
Gullibility leads to other options. I feel like gullibility is a thing that should be taken sometimes.
I think another way of phrasing it is gullibility is a term you call someone who can't murder you after they find out you tricked them.
She
Is that
walks
what
up to you,
gullibility-
Cooper, and she seems not to be disturbed by your form whatsoever. And she outstretches her hand and she says, "Well, it's
Don't
a
fucking shake
pleasure
it.
to meet the Avatar of Knowledge."
Can I just tackle Cooper before she has a chance to shake her hand? I do not trust handshakes in this place.
We
I
might
wasn't
be
gonna.
working closely together in the future.
Oh god, no, don't shake her hand. Can I try to tackle her, please? Don't shake people's hands in hell.
Yeah, I'll just say, likewise, yeah, we
Peace
might
bump.
end up
Thank God, Cooper,
seeing
don't
a
shake
lot
her
more
hand.
of each other. But I'm not gonna shake her.
Thank God someone else in this group has brains.
Yes, I see you have learned a little bit, but you have nothing to fear from me. I'm here looking for a similar
Why?
item.
Are you
For a
looking
what?
for a rune yourself?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, she said she was.
I'm searching
the Chaos
for
Rune,
the
right?
Rune of Chaos.
And have you had any luck locating the destination of the?
No, I have been searching it for many years.
Then
Great, we
perhaps.
better go get back to that very far away from us.
I've journeyed far and wide, all over Maros, all over different planes, and all it has done is brought me back home.
Is
Then
this your home?
perhaps.
Are you a demon?
Well, not my original home. I am not, I assure you.
And then her forked tongue pops out.
What race is she? Can we tell what race she is? Because we know she's not a dragonborn. Because Blue Sora, I specifically asked. I was like, wait, she has like red hair and crap. Maybe she's another red dragonborn. But Blue Sora said no, that she's probably not a dragonborn.
A roll an insight.
Roll what?
Insight.
Okay. You guys are so willing to trust literally everyone we come across, and we're in hell.
No.
Trust is not what I would say in this situation. Even with the information, what is she gonna do? Snitch on us?
She appears human.
Then perhaps the rune you've been searching for such a long time is in the location the rest of the runes are. In Fairs' clutches.
Well, we're
Fires
just
doesn't
telling her
have it.
everything.
He's the avatar of deception.
Sounds like something the Avatar of Deceit would have. Or destruction.
He has the rune of domination.
He has more than that, as you learn, because everyone here wants to tell you everything.
Yes. I can see that. Your group is very interesting.
Yep, that's one way to put it.
It is okay. Trust is a relative thing. If someone does not uphold trust, they are uh, they are charged with treason, and that usually is either time in jail or perhaps the loss of a. And I trust. He looks at the new individual, and I trust you will uphold that trust. Correct?
She kind of looks at you and she kind of stares at you for a second and she says, "You seem very binary, aren't you?"
Of course.
Is
I
that
was made.
racist?
I was made as such.
I see a lot of Ozune in you.
What is Zoon?
You know my.
As-
He'll actually like he'll stop for a second. He'll compute some things in his head. It's like, you know of Zoom?
Yes, my travels have brought me to many places. Ozune was a good friend.
Can I insight this?
Yeah. She seems truthful.
So you do know my creator, my father.
Yes,
Well, I will
the Golden
sadly
Serpent.
inform you. Yes, I will sadly inform you that great Ozun has perished. He brought us here with his last being.
Yes, well, the runes have great power, especially the rune of knowledge has the ability to extend one's life. Once you remove that, I wouldn't expect him to live long. That is
Wait,
unfortunate.
Yes,
is that what
that is
Bears
why
makes it?
we're here. That is why we're here. The fairs, what everyone calls them, has stolen the runes, especially the one that belongs to Minnie here, and we aim to take it back.
It is very dangerous to let anybody have the rune of knowledge for even a fraction of the second.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
it
learned
was
that lesson.
really not voluntary.
If you say that Fires has it, then we better make haste.
Yeah.
You lead the way. Literally, get in the front of our group. If we get ambushed, you get hit first.
But why is Fires doing this? The last I've met him, he was a white sage.
No, he's a
Oh,
dickhead who kills everything and is destroying the
We
world.
never knew him like that. I think it's been a while since you guys have spoken. We don't know his true motive. But he's done nothing but cause destruction.
Winston over here
Yeah,
deems
Winston.
him a devil, a scoundrel, scum of the earth, and there are many other uh, names he has been called by Winston. Do you wish for me to read them to you?
No, that's fine.
Are you sure it's a great list?
It will take some time to tell every single name he has been given, but if you wish to know, just only ask.
We've got a long journey. It'd be nice to have a little playlist of all the reasons we hate fairs and all the names we can call them.
Well, I suppose we should get going. There is an outpost nearby.
Of course, if you know the way, please lead us. None of us are familiar with this terrain, so we have no idea where we're going. Except he turns again to Winston. Except Winston, he peculiarly knows at least when we're going the right way. Is that correct, Winston?
Yes. I look at my sword. I say, "Isn't that right?"
I don't. He's an interesting case. Let's just walk. Let's walk. Come on, let's walk.
Yeah, she begins
Let's
to
talk
walk
about
down the
walking.
road. Yep, you're walking.
Can I grab Winston pull him aside? Like, dude, we need to keep some things secret. I don't know what's going on for you and your sword. I don't want to know what's going on for you and your sword. I'd rather die than know what's going on for you and your sword. But keep it to yourself.
I say, of course I can keep it for myself. I mean, what do you think? And all of a sudden I say, oh my god, get down! And I like to try and run and tackle Sora.
I duck.
If you duck out of the way, I'm trying to tackle you off the road.
I let you tackle me?
I look back to where you were standing, and I'm like, "Did you guys see that shit?"
I turn around. What? What happened? An invisible enemy?
Oh my god, Judge, get down!
But, huh? What is happening?
Duck?
Sora, you do. Minnie, get over here! Get over here now!
Oh, fuck.
Why?
But why?
And I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna get you! And I cover my eyes.
I think it might have something to do
His
with the blood.
brain got a little melted when we went through the.
Dimitri, I'd like to scan the area. May I do a perception check?
Yes,
just in
you
case?
for sure can. You spot nothing.
Winston, are you sure you saw something? I've scanned the area. There was nothing. Is he catatonic? I go and like poke him. Winston, are you there? Has your insanity finally made you catatonic? Do you require assistance?
I'm just gonna pat his head.
No, I'm fine. You guys dodged it, I guess. There was like a big giant blade that just swung out of nowhere.
Yep, I'm sure, buddy. Okay, come on. Do
No,
I
there
still by any
was.
chance have rope from?
Oh,
No, I lost it way
There
back.
was.
Does anyone have rope?
Wait.
It was huge.
Wait, perhaps. Sora, perhaps Winston is affected by the door much the same as I was. I have this unnatural hunger. Perhaps he is seeing things he shouldn't be. Or things that aren't there.
Really, that's an interesting theory that we maybe shouldn't say to the guy who's right there and might take offense to us calling him crazy.
I mean,
I call Winston crazy
Winston-
all the time.
Winston has shown he is suffering from some sort of PTSD.
Take a chill pill.
So
Sorry, that's my dog.
it shouldn't come to
Xenia,
a surprise.
Xenia's just standing there. She says, "Oh man, you guys are a mess."
Oh, really? What gave it away? But now, I'm gonna mute myself. My dog has to pee.
How on earth did you all survive?
That's a really great question. Also, a lot of us didn't along the way.
I see. That's why I travel alone most of the time.
You know, you're pretty smart.
Down here, everything wants to either kill you or help you get there.
Well, do you know the way? Or...
I know my way through all layers of this place, unfortunately. I have a
Very well.
long history with this place.
Well, then
By all means.
I think we'll defer to your judgment, because we're already lost and we've only been here for like half an hour, so.
If you're looking to get to the 3rd level, there's only a few ways to do so. None of them are easy.
When did we say 3rd level? Specifically, we never said what level we wanted to do. Good girl! Sorry.
I think, isn't that where Fairs is?
That is where Fires is.
Yeah.
So if you seek to find his place, then you must journey to the 3rd.
So none of them are easy. Which one is the least painful, perhaps?
Oh, the one you're in right now, of course.
No, I mean, which way to get to the third one?
Oh, well, let's see. Do you prefer brute force, wills, or a mix of everything?
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I will let you decide. It
I
is
mean,
it is
I'm
your
not gonna go
choice.
brute force personally.
I don't know.
But
I could go for pizza, but
You're right. I am kind of hungry. Pepperoni meat lovers? But yes, really, it is your choice. We are here mainly for your room, so you choose the. I will, however, tell you I am not great at espionage.
you said there was like a mixture option.
yeah, but I wouldn't suggest that one.
Okay. What are the other two options?
Do you prefer to be hit or going mad?
Going mad,
I
he turns towards Winston. I don't think. I don't think.
I
we
mean,
can
I don't
have-
think I
Personally,
noticed.
I don't think you guys can use the madness looking at you, just going on a wild guess here.
Yes, I will. I would. I would definitely suggest not going for the madness.
So,
Yeah, okay.
the brute force
Maybe
way it
the
is.
brute. Great.
Very well. So it is chosen.
I think it's best if we rest at the outpost and then set out with the party in the morning.
Okay.
Huh?
I'm cool with that.
Very well. Let's make haste to the outpost. She continues walking while Winston is
So
still laying there.
now we trust. Now we trust this person. All right, I get up and follow him.
Her.
Yeah.
Yes. Very well.
I'm gonna
I
keep
will
my
be
hand on my
behind.
great axe.
I'll be behind both of them, and then I'll take the food out and begin shoveling it down the third.
As you guys continue, Kriyat says, so are we gonna completely like leave the conversation with fires on the burner until it actually happens, or are we actually gonna make a plan this time?
I think that us making a plan at this point in the campaign is, if you have, I mean, I don't even understand how to respond to that question, Priyat. Like, what the fuck were you like? Do you think we'd make a plan now after literally months of
Ah,
never having a
yes,
plan
yes.
once?
Winging it went so greatly before. Let's continue winging
I've
it.
got
You're
a
right.
potential plan.
Yes.
Okay, so I thought of this way back when we kept fighting those fucking elves. You know, the ones that would
Mhm.
teleport behind us and do advantage because they're
Teleport
Well,
behind
stop.
us, nothing personal. Yes.
yeah. Obviously I'm strongest in my dragon form. If we know when we're gonna hit him, somebody or two somebodies could jump on my back and do like a frontal attack to great attention. You guys can defend my back, I'll defend the front, breathe fire and everything, while the rest of the party sneaks around and, gets in that way and does some preventing people from leaving and potentially catching people off guardness.
Hmm. Hmm.
Are you sure you're not a rogue?
No, I'm a barbarian.
Well, a frontal assault would be my specialty. So if
So
the
you can
need
cover my back.
arises, yes, if the need arises, I will gladly fight alongside.
Thank you, Judge. That means a lot.
No worries.
I'm gonna pat
Yes.
him because I still feel bad about his dad.
It's okay. we'll make it through this, and his sacrifice will mean well, it will mean something.
Dang right it will, buddy. Dang right it will.
Right.
All right,
Do you need help
so
getting off the ground? Do you need help getting off the ground, Winston?
No, I'm fine, and I get off the ground.
so as you round the next hill, you see a small outpost about a mile down ways. Do you want to do anything as you approach it?
What sort of outpost would let humans and non-human but humanoids into it in hell? Isn't this mainly demons? Sorry, I instinctively sneezed back at my dog.
Who are you asking this?
I'm asking the lady. I'm like, what sort of outpost? The lady whose name starts with Z. I'm bad at.
Xenia?
Yeah, what sort of outpost is safe for humans in hell?
Well, this Slayer isn't so bad. There's a few unfortunate folk that manage to find themselves here. And they
And they set up
tend,
outposts.
yeah, they tend to cling to their old civilization ways, I suppose. Or communities is what you refer to them. Not super smart, but does do a good job organizing people against the lesser threats around these lands.
It's not like they have much of other choice. They don't know if they can leave.
Yeah.
Oh god, what if we can't leave?
Well, I suspect once you have the rune of knowledge, that shouldn't be a problem. She looks at Minnie.
True.
Yeah, I mean,
We should technically be able to.
should be able to get us.
Just know that if this is a trap, I'll take you down first. I don't even care if it's the stupidest thing to do. You'll die first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Now that we're on the same page, let's go.
She continues walking down the outpost. Alright.
I continue following her.
Alright, so
Eyes peeled everywhere.
So you start getting a little closer, and you see this outpost composed of, a few, maybe a dozen buildings, all looking fairly constructed out of, this rudimentary woodwork. It almost reminds you probably outside of the out of character. Probably reminds you of like an old Western town, kind
Out
of
of
one.
character.
Hmm?
How did they get wood in hell?
You don't know.
Hell trees, of course.
From hell trees. Yeah, so it's just like one road essentially down this outpost with several buildings situated alongside it. And as you kind of approach it, you just see nobody in the streets, and you just see kind of this wind that's carrying this infernal dust, if you will, across the way. And Xenia says, "Shall we get indoors?"
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I'm gonna stand very close to her with my great axe, as I intend to make good on my word if this is a trap.
You don't have to brandish that everywhere.
Oh, I think I do.
Okay. And she starts leading you down towards one of the bigger buildings in this outpost. You guys follow her, and she opens the door, and inside you find yourself in what appears to be what you would suspect from like a bar and an inn to be. There's a few rickety tables and chairs standing around, a few individuals wrapped in cloaks of sorts sitting at tables, some of them playing cards, and you see this humanoid bartender behind the wooden bar, kind of inspecting the glasses that appear to be permanently stained in this kind of cloudy something. But as he stares at it, he tries to wipe it down, but it doesn't appear to be doing much.
How humanoid is this guy? Like, should humanoid, like...
So he's the only one with like his head being uncovered, and as you approach him, you see he doesn't have any hair. His face seems to be burned, and several scars run down his face. But he appears to be human.
Hmm.
I thought humans were not supposed to be in hell.
No, we are not. Doesn't it
Then
look
why are you?
doesn't it look fun around here? You seem kind of new.
It is not what I would classify as fun, but it is a strange and peculiar.
This one doesn't get sarcasm, does he?
No, he doesn't. He's
What
great,
can I
though.
get you?
I don't know if I trust any of your drinks. No offense or full offense, I don't.
Aha, first day, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay, give it time.
I need water.
Water? You see laughter like all around the room. This guy wants water. Oh,
Yes.
tell me, do you want ice in your water too?
That is unneeded, just water.
Can I just nudge Winston and try to drag him over so I can talk to him?
Well, then you better go find the hellhole you got here through and climb it back out, because you ain't gonna find any water down here. Down here, we drink whiskey.
Whiskey? What is this whiskey?
What is whiskey?
Oh boy. Oh, okay.
Oh,
And
God.
he reaches below the counter and he pulls out a bottle, and he uncorks it and starts pulling this goldish-looking liquid into the glass he's been trying to clean. And then he feels it just a little bit and slides it to you across the table.
Don't drink that. Can I grab Winston, try to pull him aside and talk to him? Because they just
What-
sort of something
what's
very
wrong with
valuable.
this? What's wrong with that? Come on.
Potentially it's poison, but we have a huge advantage. They don't have water, and you know what you can create? Water.
I mean, is anyone gonna
And
want
food.
water?
Judge will go and take the drink. Will this quench my thirst?
You remember when you created your food earlier, the water did not come.
What? But I washed my hands of the blood of it.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that. But yeah, there was no water. Sorry.
God damn it.
So you still have gunky blood
Yes.
on me.
God damn it. Can whiskey
Uh-huh.
wash off blood?
Uh-huh.
Yes. Will this whiskey quench my thirst?
You don't have thirst.
Well, it certainly will do a much better job than nothing.
Very well, I will take it, and then he'll just swig it down.
So you swing it down, and at first you feel nothing, but then you start feeling this like intense burning sensation, and you're like, it starts to like burn, like your whole throat is on fire. So you see Judge kind of like clutch his throat and like scream, almost in pain, and then he just kind of appears to start losing consciousness and just fall backwards.
Damn it.
Oh,
I
shit,
grab
it's
my
that-
great
That's
axe.
bad.
It's that powerful? Damn.
I grab my fucking great axe and I'm gonna point it right at the fucking bartender like, what did you
Don't
do?
worry, he'll be fine. It's his first
Fuck
time
you.
taking some Furia. It's okay. Give it time.
I try to catch Judge, even though that's a bad idea.
Oh, no. Ew.
Oh, okay, dexterity roll.
Oh, no,
God.
not.
Saving throw or check?
Check.
Oh.
Now it's strength.
Alright.
Now it's strength.
I am
You
pretty
catch him.
dexterous.
Now it's
Oh,
strength
you
check.
Dex to get up to the
I'm
strength
not
actually.
strong.
Get. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, no.
He just goes straight through your hands and just bommels into the ground.
Oopsie.
It's okay.
I'm so
Don't worry. I got just the thing.
He's not a fucking humanoid. He's a rope. War points. How the fuck did you?
He will be fine. I got just the concoction to fix this sort of
I
reaction.
don't think I trust your concoctions, fucker.
Do you want him back up on his feet or not?
Yeah, I don't trust you.
Well,
I
then
would like
you
him on his
make the concoction, or else he'll be out for a couple of days like this. That's some strong shit he
Holy
took. He took
That's some
Furia,
strong
man.
shit.
Fuck,
That
So
Furia.
I
Winston,
think we
do
would like
clericy
him on
things
his
and
feet.
save him.
Well, I don't think I
Claire.
appreciate the. I don't appreciate the implication there. That
That's not how
I don't
clericy
appreciate
things work.
I don't appreciate being asked to.
Oh, man.
Okay, fine. He's already been poisoned. What's a little bit more poison? Do whatever the fuck you want. I'm going to go find some corner and try not to bash my head into a wall.
Furia.
I'll turn to the bartender and say, yeah, if you could fix him up, that would be good for us.
And he's paused for a second and says, "Yo, Frankie, get the magic concoction out of here." And
It's
you
just
see,
more whiskey, isn't it?
you see
It's
another,
weaker.
you see another dude behind the kind of the back area behind the bar. Yeah, he like darts his head out and coming right up, boss. And he disappears again and reappears with this clear bottle with like some sort of red liquid in it. And
Oh fuck, it's blood.
the bartender pulls out from behind the bar this what is it called in English? It's like a cone that you use to put in a bottle so that you can pour stuff in it. What is it called?
Oh,
funnel?
a funnel?
Yeah, a funnel, and he comes from around the bar and sticks it directly down Judge's throat. And the other guy, Frankie,
A beer bomb?
uncocks the concoction and starts to pour it down the funnel.
If that's fucking blood.
And no, it looks much more viscous. You can
Oh,
do
thank
a,
God.
you can do like an insight check.
Oh thank God. I can...
Potion of hangover cure.
Uh,
Potion of
It looks
cure
it
hangover.
looks almost like salsa.
Ooh.
God.
Chunky
All
tomato, and it starts floating down your throat. And as it does, Judge, you begin to feel regain consciousness, but the throat, the burning in your throat only gets more
pain.
intense. Like it like you feel like you've like been like you have like these red hot peppers just thrust down your throat, and you just like jump out of it and you spring to your feet and start yelling like in pain from the burn.
Okay, out of character, is this hell or is this just the South? Because honestly, you're just describing a Tennessee bar if the people were dicks and had a little bit spicier salsa.
Now I remember spicy stuff. Yeah, it kills your hangover. Fair.
And the bartender says, "Ah, yeah, that's the stuff. How was it?"
I look at him like, it was painful. Is this what drinks are supposed to be like?
No, Judge, no, they aren't.
Do you want another, friend?
But Judge looks at him.
No, you don't have to answer that. That was a rhetorical question. A little something a little more mild for the first timers, huh?
Yes. Whatever that concoction was, don't drink it. He like tells Winston, just like, don't drink it.
Winston's so gonna drink it, isn't he?
As you say that, I kind of like I wasn't going to, but then you say that I'm like,
And he does
give
it
me
on
that.
purpose.
Give me that. I just like grab like the nearest thing off the table. Can I just grab the nearest drink off a table without looking at it and just drink whatever it is?
Oh god damn it.
And just make direct eye contact with Sora as I do it.
So
Wow.
you see Winston grab a bottle from the table. He uncorks it with his mouth and like spits it out. And without breaking eye contact with Sora, he just like tilts his head upwards while still like eyeballing you off the side of the head and starts pouring it down. And then you see him pretty much expressionless. But as he continues to pour down, like his expression starts to change to like.
I want to drink. I want to drink like a cup's worth of whatever this is.
You're dead. You're actually gonna die.
It tastes terrible. It tastes terrible.
I
So
keep going.
Is this
yeah,
just
you're in it. So like he like twists his
The flesh
face
is all
and
that
like
matters.
and it tastes disgusting, but you still like gulp it down.
Is it whiskey or moonshine or blood or what the fuck did
This
you
is
drink?
like pure moonshine right here.
Oh god, not moonshine.
100%.
It tastes
This
like
feels-
very fermented pickle shot that you've been like continuing drinking.
Oh, that's worse.
I hate pickles.
I love that shit actually.
Really?
I
Fuck,
fucking
how
hate those.
I hate those.
Yeah.
One time my fucking friend gave
Picklebacks
it.
My
They're
friend
amazing.
always buys
They're
the rounds
amazing.
for me, and she like always like buys like the pickle shots, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I told you I hate these things. Like, why?
Yeah, my
Oh,
friend.
that's why they're in hell.
He literally does it just to see everyone's like disgusted reaction to.
Yeah.
It's fun.
God damn.
Ugh. Shots.
I'm just gonna stare at him with pure and utter disappointment and a mixture of disappointment and sadness. Like, I'm so sad that you're gonna die, but at the same time, you brought this on yourself.
You brought this on yourself.
Oh my gosh! At this rate, you guys are not gonna make it to level 2.
Yeah.
Xenia says that.
Well, let's just stay in level 1.
No,
Oh
it's
yeah,
not,
why
dear
not?
Lord.
This seems like a fun place. You guys are having a good time. Meanwhile, up top, the whole
Might
fucking
as well.
Maros is getting leveled. Yeah, let's stay here.
Yeah! Shots! Shots! Everyone just having shots while everyone. Where are they?
Sora just lets out a little tear and regrets all of her life decisions.
Meanwhile, this fucking cloud of doom just like encircles the island of Vormundar.
Reality's getting destroyed. It's like, shot.
They're fucking like having a party in hell. Talk about derailing a fucking campaign.
You know what? Fuck saving the world. Let's just bartenders here.
I will drag you through all of hell if I have to, buddy.
You know, why don't we just leave him here? We can go talk to Fires.
Yeah.
Honestly,
We'll-
that might
we'll
honestly
bring
be the
some
best
drinks.
option ever.
See, we'll bring like Furion and like the drink to Fairs, and he's gonna drink it and just die. So
Yeah,
it's
we'll call him a pussy if he doesn't drink it. He has to. That worked on
Fairs.
you.
You want some hooch, man? Here you go, the best of the best.
The bartender walks up to Xenia and he says, "Some of the usual," or it's the usual, and she just nods. And he hands her the rest of the bottle he poured for Judge earlier. And Xenia just uncorks it and starts drinking it like nothing, and goes and sits down behind a table while still watching you.
Like, so much better than this.
Judge is all like to the side, just shoveling food down his throat. Like,
Oh God.
my throat.
Oh my god.
This is a strange new feeling. I've felt pain before, but nothing like this. This is the bad kind.
I'm gonna look at Minnie and be like, are you gonna drink it too?
I'm definitely not going to.
Thank God. Wanna see if there's a room so we can try to sleep?
Yeah, we should probably, yeah.
I can
I'll
take
rest.
first watch if you want. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to get that image out of my mind for a long time.
Well, yeah, we should
Yeah,
ask the
let's
bartender if they're renting rooms and how much. I don't know how much money I have.
I have money, just haven't checked it since we went through the thing. Yeah, how much is a room and are there rooms at all?
Yeah, I can arrange that for some iron. Got some iron on ya?
Iron?
Yes, iron, of course. Oh yeah, I forgot you guys are fucking yeah.
I got some iron.
Yeah,
How
iron.
much iron do you want?
Not much use for gold down here. Can't build shit out of it.
How, do you sell iron by weight?
Mm,
I mean, we're all literally filled with small amounts of iron.
yeah,
So I mean,
a pound of iron shall do.
oh, okay, never mind.
Never mind. I thought you were gonna ask for like, just a tiny.
Now, if you're
Can I
asking for
just
like a
pull
couple
out-
ounces of iron, I think we can manage that without passing out.
Hey, what is Judge made of?
He looks more stone like.
Okay, can I pull out like think I've got like 2 hand axes, and I'll be like, is this iron enough for you? Just take off the blade. You can take the wood too. I don't care.
Oh yes, this looks nice. This should do
Great.
fine.
I'm gonna hand it to him. Where's the room?
Just upstairs. Take anyone you want.
Great, Benny. Let's go before anyone else gets drunk.
I try to grab Judge and I guess
Yes.
have Winston too. Oh, come
Maybe-
upstairs.
Maybe if I reboot, this pain will go away.
Oh my gosh. Can I just try to grab Judge and physically hoist him up?
It's okay. I can walk.
I have a really big carrying capacity. I'll just pick him up, carry him upstairs.
Okay.
Do I need to do a strength check for that, or?
Nah, it's fine.
Alright, I'm just gonna pick him up and I'll be like, Vinny, can you grab the other one? No sneezing.
Yeah, I mean, do I have to like carry Winston?
Do you have
Or
to
he'll
carry?
just come with us.
I like it, the entire time Sora has Judge on their shoulders. Like, it's okay. You don't need to do this.
Oh,
I
I
can-
disagree, buddy.
Okay.
Thank you.
If you can, by all means.
I'm just gonna carry him into like the first room, kick open the door with one of my legs, and throw him down in the corner.
What?
He doesn't need to sleep. He's a warforged, right?
Yeah. I just need to turn my like functions off, but I'm still awake in a sense.
Okay. All right.
All right. And then I'm gonna take first watch, I guess.
Reboot.
Yeah, Xenia says, rest, get a good rest tonight. Tomorrow we ride.
Right.
What?
Okay.
On the air vehicle, of course.
Stop sneezing!
Mad Max style.
With the
Are you guys hearing
Crusaders.
my dog sneezing?
With the Crusaders. Bro, this is already Mad Max. Fuck. Crusaders. Nice.
Yes, I know a guy. He'll help us.
Fair enough.
His name's Max.
Oh god.
Oh my god. You did that on purpose. You did that on purpose. I was gonna say, there's no way. There's no way he didn't do that on purpose. Fucking hell.
Please stop sneezing.
All right. So, is there anything else you guys would like to do in the evening?
Just
Uh,
sleep and rest up. It's been a
No
wacky
sneezing.
day.
I'm gonna try to get my dog to stop sneezing for a sec or two. Sorry.
Did you say
Roll a
seething?
persuasion check. Just kidding.
I'm IRL, but
Please. Like, oh, you rolled that one. Please stop sneezing. But
Anything?
yeah. No.
Okay.
I'll do my final round of shoveling down food down my throat. So.
Okay.
But that's it. And then I go and sleep, quote unquote.
Winston,
Quote
Minnie,
unquote.
anything you guys want to do?
How exactly? How fucked up am I from what I just drank?
You're not fucked up. It's just disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, has Winston like drank before? I assume.
Yeah, he's drank before.
Yeah. Like this is Judge's first time ever actually feeling, drinking and eating. So naturally, getting passing
I'm just
out.
gonna be like, well, that actually wasn't that bad, Judge. You should have a little bit of this. Oh my god, hit the deck! And I'm gonna like throw myself across the nearest table.
It's
With the intent of like making like basically wrecking the table, smashing everything off it, maybe like clotheslining someone on the way over.
I think Winston's drunk, intoxicated.
I'm like scrabbling between chairs, like Jesus Christ! I didn't think there would be bees fit in a building.
Bees. Oh my god. Oh, I'm gonna disorder had got him. Jesus.
Okay.
Poor Winston, getting turned crazy.
Lol. Yeah, so if there's nothing else you guys want to do, in the morning you guys awaken and Xenia is waiting for you downstairs in the same booth. In fact, you're not quite sure if she ever left.
Interesting.
Time to get some sleep, huh?
Never.
Sleep. Yes, not the luxury we can afford.
Then why'd we come here? So you could get drunk?
You guys look like you need it.
Oh yeah, that was a fun time.
Shall we continue?
Yeah.
Yes, let's continue.
No time to
Is there any
leave.
more? Is there any more of that stuff from last night? So good.
No.
That's not a good idea.
Pickle shots, yeah.
I will carry you to the third whatever of hell. If I have to, buddy. I will use you as a human meat shield.
I mean, hey, yeah, that's actually a good idea. Winston's pretty tanky.
He's only got 60 HP.
Yeah, but he can heal himself, so I'm ever healing shield.
If anyone wants to be a meat shield, it should be me. I can turn into a dragon, get like an extra 178 hit points.
Yeah, but can you revive other people? Exactly. You would only be useful as a meat shield, not a everything shield.
I should have grabbed a shield when we were in the Dwarven City.
Should have. We spent a lot of gold on diamonds.
Will they be usable in hell? Are we gonna be able to ram
Maybe.
in hell?
I don't know.
Oh fuck, we're fucked.
I guess we'll see.
All right, so Xenia starts leading you out outside, where you hear a faint kind of like roar, or like just some kind of mechanical noise.
The roar of an engine.
And as you step through the door of the inn, you see kind of the three these metallic constructs with wheels on them.
What?
Oh,
And
shit.
Interesting.
Xenia approaches one of these constructs, outside of which a man seems to be standing next to, and she kind of says something to him, and then kind of like touches him on the shoulder, and then sits in the construct.
Ooh, shoulder
says,
touching,
"Come on,
how
guys."
scandalous.
Oh, what kind of contraption
okay.
is this? I have never seen such a beast or mechanical thing before.
We call this a vehicle.
A vehicle. Interesting. I will
Never
put
heard
this.
that word before.
I will put this under the fire. What is it used for?
Traversing the hellscape.
Transport. Interesting.
Traversing the hellscape. What was wrong with our feet? Does it look like super edgy, like with bones and skulls and shit on it?
Kind of, yeah.
Or is it like a
Oh
Camry?
god.
It looks like a metallic.
It's a fucking Tesla truck.
Yeah.
Oh no, we're dead. It's not gonna like, someone's gonna throw a rock at it, it's gonna break.
I
Oh, well,
will.
we're dead anyway.
I'll
Everybody
join
load
her.
up.
All right.
Yeah. In this
Very
strange
well.
vehicle.
Can I
Us.
try to sit near Z again? I can never remember her name
Xenia.
because I still intend to kill her if something goes wrong.
The first thought, it's not even her fault, but she still kills us.
All right. So all of you sit in the vehicle.
The heckle.
Vehicle.
Let us go on this transport.
All right. The mechanical noise kind of intensifies as the man sits and begins to clutches like a few levers in front of this construct, and the vehicle begins to move, and you begin to ride essentially. Anything you want to do during the journey?
I'm gonna ask the dude how the heck he created these in hell and why the heck he created. I know why. Just gonna ask him how.
Because they're badass.
Oh, I didn't make these. We just got them off a few other junkers.
I
Wow.
will
The
ask.
joy of
I will
Joe
ask
riding with
him.
a thief in hell.
I will ask him if they're like combat capable, or if they're just transport.
Not these. These are meant for
Okay.
fast traversion.
I see. Also, there are others that are combat capable.
Oh, yes, yes.
Oh,
How many
interesting.
humans are in this first circle layer level of hell?
Quite a bit here and there. Have to find the right
How the-
places.
How the heck did all of you guys end up here? We had to. Some very unfortunate things happen. I'm gonna look sadly at Judge for us to get here. We were trying to get here. How did you guys get here?
Most of us have been here a long time.
That helps.
If I recall correctly, there is a way to get to hell, and that is to die.
But these guys aren't
Yeah.
like. They look like corporeal, like they're drinking and crap. It doesn't seem like they're dead, or are they dead?
I'll look at
They seem alive.
the driver.
They look
I'll
alive.
look at the driver. Are you dead?
It's not yet.
Oh, interesting. Then were you transported to hell?
Oh, I was born here.
What was that?
I was born here.
You.
Oh, cool.
Oh God, who would fucking?
Oh, interesting.
You've never had
So,
water?
so humans. Very well. I will put this under
And
my
he's brought
memory.
up on whiskey.
I will put the mother's milk right there.
Oh my God.
I will put this under my memory. Humans are also present in hell. Interesting. I thought
Can I
only
look at
demons
Minnie
came
and-
from it.
Can I look at Minnie and like whisper to her, if we can get your broom back and save the end of the world, let's remember to come back here and save these people, because holy f, it's depressing.
Yeah, well, they seem to be doing alright.
He's never had water. I'm sure he's constantly drunk.
Yeah, it sounds pretty dope.
No complaints. I want to be here.
So
Better than up there.
Muffin, he'll be like, why the fuck would you ever
Have a
do this?
kid.
And as he's piloting this vehicle, you see him taking a swig from a bottle he has in a peculiar looking slot on his side.
We're so dead.
Cool, very responsible driver.
We have a perpetually drunk driver.
We call this a cup holder.
A
What sort of
cup
accent is
holder.
Get the fuck out of here.
that?
What an ingenious invention.
Yes, very useful. Anyway,
Can the camera pan down and I've somehow got a cup of whatever it was I drank last night, and I just kind of like slowly, surreptitiously slide into the cup holder, kind of like, and you just kind of hear like a
it feels very satisfying.
cup holder.
I'm gonna plan all the ways to kill
But
fairies to make
what
us
if
do
my
this.
cup is much larger than this holder?
Worry not, it expands in size.
My eyes go wide.
No, no, no. That's why you
This is-
gotta do your research and get the right one.
Oh. Well, do they make larger cups then? Like, if I wanted to gulp, I'll have a large gulp of something. Could I do that?
Yes, yes. The big gulp cups are pretty sizable.
Yes. Yes. This drink is delicious. What was it that was called? I like open it and kind of like tilt towards him like this. What is this?
Oh, that shit. No, you don't want to be drinking that shit. Here, take this.
No, I like fight him if he tries to take this drink from me. It's good.
Okay, you keep drinking it.
He's
What's it
literally
called?
insane.
Drinking freaking demon piss right there.
Demon piss.
My eyes.
But you do
narrow
you.
and
You do you, buddy. And he like turns around and like pats you on your
Can
shoulder.
I insight check him? Is this actually demon?
Yes. You can
Yes,
do an
it-
insight
yes,
check.
it is
No,
demon
you can
urine,
do an
which-
insight check.
Maybe that's just the name.
Uh, you don't think it's actual demon
was-
piss, but who knows?
Okay, I was like, it was on a table in a mug that was used for drinking inside a bar. Surely it's not actual urine.
Maybe they got desperate.
I mutter like, "I'll show you demon piss." Like as I take a salty sip from this cup.
So you continue riding like this for a couple of hours.
I'm bored. Are we there yet?
I'm gonna kill you after I kill Ferris if you keep this up, buddy.
I poke her irritably.
Another thing you notice when you woke up is you had your rest. You get your spells back, all that stuff, but you feel a little off in the morning. You feel a little weaker. It's almost like you feel like this darkness kind of encroach on you, like it knows that you don't belong here, and as a result, you lose one off your maximum hit points.
Forever?
Oh, shit.
You don't know.
Oh
For fuck's
no.
sake.
Damn.
Wait, is it just one?
One per day.
For now.
Oh, per day. Okay.
How the fuck does this guy how is... Can I
They
like...
probably die super fast. That's why.
Judge! Do your fucking eye thing and stare at the Xenia and figure out how the fuck she's still alive.
Okay,
It's been done
I
for
will- I will-
years.
Investigate. Scanning. What is her constitution score?
Can you figure out
That's sexy. That constitution score.
Her current hit points and her constitution score. What are they? It's like Constitution 5, HP 10.
Well, roll an insight check, Judge.
But he's using his
Gotcha.
thingamajigger.
Oh my god, you have no idea.
Oh my fuck.
Alright, so you continue riding like this for like at least 3 hours. And
Does time here pass like it does in the real world? Because if so, we're fucked.
you don't know.
That's
Eventually, however, the vehicle comes to a stop. And Xenia gets out. Says, "From here we must go on foot."
fucked. Yay. Why? Literally why? I don't think there's that much in hell.
The passage is near.
Oh yay. We're fucked. Sora is just 100% done with everything at this point in time. Hell has already broken her.
To get
It's
to
too late for
the
her.
next
She is
level, we
fucked.
must go through the maw of the bridge.
Ooh, that sounds
Into the
fun.
belly of the beast, huh? Interesting.
Yes.
Well, if such things are needed, then we have no other choice.
Yeah.
All right. So you follow her?
Yep.
All right. So you separate from the vehicle as the man starts it again, and it starts going down the pathway that you stepped out on, and you start following Xenia off to the side. You continue following her for maybe half an hour until she comes to a stop and she says, "We are here." and
Huh.
she
Oh,
and she takes out her dagger and holds it as she looks at you and says, "Prepare yourselves." And she
now you
crouches to
die.
the crouches to the ground and plunges the dagger into the ground as the gem in the hilt starts to glow red, and you see in front of you the ground start to crack, and this reddish glow, almost like lava, begins to seep through just in front of you
shit.
as farther into this effect. The ground starts to dip, plunge downwards, and from it comes out a massive worm-looking creature.
God, what
Ah,
is worms?
Thanks for the
this
heads up.
this
Yeah, this
enemy
seems to be
I'm well known.
mentioned.
Oh, that looks badass. Where do you find these pictures, Dimitri?
This wonderful invention called Google.
Man, what the
Google
fuck?
it.
This
Whenever
is-
I search up like cool monster shit, it's like some guy's divine art stuff. No,
Divine art? You mean deviant art?
yeah, deviant art. Sorry.
All right, let me drag you guys out. Oops.
Heads up would have been nice. I'm gonna look at Xenia and be like, fucking nice. Thanks for just shoving us in here 5 seconds to prepare. I totally couldn't. Let's just kill this thing.
Shall we roll? Why is there two Winstons?
I'm gonna use
Okay.
Eska as Xenia, because I forgot to do a picture for her.
Should we roll?
Oh my god.
-2?
Holy shit.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay,
Is that even possible?
apparently so.
For those of
Holy
you who
shit.
might be watching this stream, I guess you would see that. You would have seen that I just rolled a -2 initiative.
He has a -3, by the way.
Holy fuck me
Okay,
in
no.
the face. Jesus.
I got an 18 because I get advantage because I'm a barbarian.
All right.
I don't know how to change it.
All
Okay.
right, we got Judge, Minnie, Sora. We need Winston. Oh, Winston's on here. Who do we need? Oh, we need Kriyat and Xenia.
Yeah, it's over there. Yep. It's okay. The hell worm is fucking dookie. It rolled
How'd your last fight with a worm go? Because you did that in the desert before you met me, right?
Great.
we didn't do so bad. I mean, I fell down like who knows how many feet and got brought down to 1 HP. But other than that,
Oh, joy.
well, I mean, we lost 90% of the crew, like ships we were with. So, you know.
All right, Minnie, you're up first.
You should probably get behind us.
Enough talk. It is time for my turn.
We
You
go
should
now.
probably get behind me so you don't get killed by that thing immediately. Because right now you're out in the open.
That's true. Or I could cast polymorph on myself. I think I'm gonna do that.
You casting polymorph? T-Rex?
Yeah.
T-Rex time?
T-Rex, T-Rex.
T-Rex.
Tricks.
Nice.
Get wrecked, worm.
And
worm, bitch.
That takes
Oh, that-
the whole action, right? And then you got movement.
Yeah. What's my movement on the T-Rex?
1,000 feet.
I think it's like 50, isn't it?
7 million feet.
It's 1,005, excuse you.
Yeah, it's 50 feet.
Yeah, I remember it from Tomb of Annihilation.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna go up to it
Oh,
Okay.
going
That's
in.
very
and
bold.
attack it.
I think the polymorph was an action, wasn't it?
Oh Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right. Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna go up to it.
All right, Kriyat. Fuck. He's gonna
Does he have like
go.
some hex shit?
Yeah, I mean he's gonna run towards it, and then as he does so, he's gonna shoot a lightning bolt at it.
Woo! Go Korea.
This thing is gonna make a dexterity saving throw if it ever opens up my thing. Fails it, so it's gonna take 24. All right. Next up, Sora.
I'm out of character. I still do not trust this chick, so I'm not gonna dragon just yet. Sorry, folks. I will if things go south. We've got
That's fine.
I
That's fine.
just do not trust her. Oh.
That's fine.
I'm gonna just move 30 feet, which would be like here. Sorry, you just select my token. That'd be smart. And I'm going to try to throw. I'm gonna rage, obviously. Oh, since I'm raging, I get an extra 10 feet. I forgot about that. Sorry.
You're good.
And I'm going to throw one of my javelins right at that dude's face.
All right.
Nice.
Sorry, gotta resize my thing. All right, a 20 to hit. You got advantage because you're raging. Oh, nice. All right, so from behind Minnie, you kind of use her as like almost like a sneak attack to throw this javelin, and you hit it square in its neck. It doesn't really have a face, but yeah, you hit it.
All right.
And go ahead and roll damage. 9. Okay. Anything else?
I'm just gonna glare back at Xenia, like, kind of try to communicate to her that she doesn't help, she's next.
You see Xenia exit her kneeling or crawling, what is it? Squatting position as she plunged her dagger. She takes not daggers, her sai. She takes the sai out, and with her left hand, she pulls another one out as they glisten in red. And her eyes, you kind of see almost kind of like shift to red. And she disappears from sight, but reappears on this side. Delivers one blow with the side against the torso of the of this worm-looking thing. Then she disappears again. And reappears a few seconds later here and delivers another slash.
Who else do we know that teleports and slashes people with two weapons all over the place?
Judge.
Sounds like those Ralph fuckers.
Motherfucker.
I think I've paranoid Catherine with my campaigns.
I haven't even been here that long and I'm already completely traumatized. I'm like, I don't trust anyone.
I will move up here.
Okay.
30 feet. And then I will expend one superiority dice to do. Where are you? Commanding strike. Me. Attack the creature where in its pincers. Try and maim it. And she can use her reaction to
Get it right in its fucking pincers.
Who is that you're
Wow.
talking to?
Minnie.
Or some.
Oh shit.
So
Kill it.
bite
Your
attack,
T-Rex
kill
is-
it, destroy it,
Yeah,
Maybe-
wait, hold on.
maim it so that when I come there, I will
So
finish it
it's a-
off.
Plus 10.
Oh,
I
you want to steal
think.
kill?
Yeah, you know it.
That's plus 10.
Plus 10, 21.
So it's
Ooh.
a 21.
You hit it. Go ahead and roll damage.
Cool. Okay,
Then-
that's 40, 12 plus 7. Okay.
40, 12. Jesus Christ. Max damage. Oh, close.
Ooh.
Damn.
Oh.
Damn. Holy
Nice.
shit.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
Kill it, kill it, kill it.
All right,
good.
42 points of damage.
How bad does
As
this guy look?
he's okay. Um, so as your bite, as your teeth kind of sink into its flesh, you begin to feel this kind of dark energy seep through your teeth and into your body
Ugh.
as you take 11 necrotic damage.
Oh,
Minnie,
gross.
no, not Minnie.
Minnie, don't suck the blood.
11.
Oh.
Yep, 11.
Okay.
And then, at the same time,
Uh-oh. Oh yeah, it's turn, by the way. That is it for
Oh,
me.
fuck.
from the ground, from these little
Oh,
spots, from these little holes in the ground, you see these winged creatures glowing in the same reddish color
God.
Oh my God,
start
no.
enclosing on you.
Winston, can you cover our backs?
Are those what I think they are? Dimitri?
I don't know. What do you think they are?
Are those
No.
Sturges, Dimitri?
They're much worse than Sturges.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
as long as they're not Sturges.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, that's a lot.
Oh, fuck. Oh, no, it gets
Oh.
worse. It's... How many of these are there? Do you just want us to die? Oh, no.
All right, Winston,
Oh, no.
you're up first.
Hang
Hang on. So it's gonna make one attack with its sting, and one with its talon that looks very like a sword. So it hits you twice.
Me?
Yep, and then the ones from behind hit you as well.
Hold on, how many hits is this?
4 hits.
No.
So you're gonna take a total of.
Oh boy.
Oh, no.
Sorry, it's not. I'm having trouble
They're
with
gonna
math
kill
here.
you.
10, 20, 23.
Oh, fuck.
No, hang on. 5, 7.
Oh.
29 piercing damage
Oh,
Okay.
and 11 fire damage.
that's like
29
over half your
29,
health.
30, 40 total?
Yes.
Fuck. 40 total. Okay.
Judge, you're gonna get 2 against you.
Yep. 19 AC.
One of them hits for
Does
critical.
one of them miss?
One of them misses. Yes.
I would like to riposte A.
Okay.
So I will
Kill him.
expend 1 for riposte. Wait, it's not a bonus action, is it? You can use your reaction. Okay. Sweet.
Yes. It's a reaction.
And then with the Aegis Sword, I will Great Weapon Master strike at the one. I don't know which one of these two is, but the one that missed, basically. Oh, that.
Okay.
Damn it.
Oh.
No. Wait.
Go ahead and roll
Wait,
it.
wait.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
Yes, you have an inspiration.
I will
yes.
use my inspiration.
Okay.
Ah,
That's a
come
miss,
on.
but it's not a critical fail.
It's not a critical failure.
So-
Wait, Minnie, do you have halflings like lucky trait?
I don't.
I think you should.
I should
Because
have
you
it
could
on.
really help us.
From the crit, you take 15 piercing and 14 fire.
Oh, I do.
So 15, 14. So
Kriat.
29 damage.
Does Kriat get hit? What's his armor class? Oh, Kriat does not get hit. His armor is up the wazoo. Minnie, you're gonna get attacked once.
Okay.
Actually, twice because I've been forgetting to do double strikes, but it's okay. You gotta get hit once for 10 piercing.
Forget it.
10.
Yes.
Okay.
And then Sora, you're gonna get hit attacked once and then flank attacked once. So
I get resistance because I'm raging. Fuck
Yes.
these little fuckers.
So, the first one has advantage. Let's see here. hits you with both. You take a total of 17 piercing and 3 fire, so that gets halved to 8 and 1. And then the second one is going to miss, critical miss, and then the second one just
Oh, thank God.
he gets messed up and just completely whiffs you.
So
Alright,
how much damage is that?
you take a total of 9, I believe.
9?
And
Oh
then
my
the
gosh.
worm goes.
That's rude.
So Minnie,
Okay.
from above you, this worm keeps rising above you and twists its neck and does this loop up, down, straight into you, kind of trying to bite you. With a bite, it gets a 29.
Holy
Ouch.
shit.
Oh yeah, that
It-
probably hits the T-Rex AC.
It does 30 piercing plus 6 fire.
Oh, okay.
You also are grappled.
Oh,
No.
it's a
You
grapple
are
creature.
restrained. And then... Wait, hang on. It tries to swallow you.
No!
Oh,
You
don't
can
do
swallow
that.
T-Rex. Damn.
Wait. You're a large creature. I can't do that.
Oh,
Just
thank
kidding.
God.
So it just bites you.
What?
But you're still
Woo.
grappled. Alright,
Good.
Winston.
Winston,
All right.
actually, Winston's gonna die.
Thunderstep followed by Spiritual Guardians.
Thunderstep. What that do?
So I'm just gonna be like, you know what? I've been holding this shit back, but it's time for Ralos' child to fuck up some hell creatures. And so I'm gonna Thunderstep. So everyone around me has to make within 10 feet of the space. So all 4 of these dudes plus just these 4 dudes have to make con saves.
Okay. 1,
Con save.
2, 3, 4. All of them fail.
All right,
Oh
so
my
they
God.
take 18 damage each.
Okay.
And I'm going to teleport to here. And I am going to cast 7th level Spirit Guardians.
Oh shit. That is
Oh,
pretty
God.
good. That is pretty good.
Woo!
What is the range on that? 15, right?
15 feet.
Alright, let
That
me
is
put up
32 damage if they fail, and half if they succeed.
I
5.
have 7 of them.
holy shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 of them. Damn. Alright, well that's a turn. Minnie.
Damn. Okay.
Don't forget to take your damage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Can I try to not be grappled, or is that gonna?
Yeah,
take
you have
that?
to do a strength or dexterity. I believe it's acrobatics
Okay.
or strength check.
Uh,
No, not
oh, with the
acrobatics, just a
dinosaur
dexterity. Yeah,
stat.
yeah, with the dinosaur
Okay,
stat.
Dex.
Yeah.
Okay, Dex. Oh shit. the
Depends on what you
dinosaur's
want to do. If you
bad
want
at
to
that.
wiggle it out or just force your way
If
out.
you wanna, yeah, if
Oh, I
you
can
wanna,
do strength.
Yeah, you can do
yeah, you
strength.
can do.
Oh, I'm gonna
athletics.
do strength.
All right, you break free. You're no longer grappled.
Yeah.
Yay!
Was that my action though?
That
Yeah,
was
would
your
be
action, yes.
Damn. Okay.
Also, you would probably take the necrotic damage again.
God damn it. Okay. Is that
Because,
just 10?
no, I have to re-roll it.
Oh.
If I ever get up to it. Okay. Slash GR 3Ds. 5 this time.
Oh, okay.
Alright. Kriyat's turn. He's gonna whip out his, what's his sword? Soul Taker. Damn. And swing. 20, hitting this guy straight. 19
Damn.
necrotic damage.
Woo!
Wait, he rolled shit. Like he rolled 2 1s. What?
And then he's gonna use his extra attack. Oh, damn. 27 more. Let's see. Actually, he would have hexed it before, so what is... I forget what hex fucking does.
Curse,
I think it's an extra d6 or something.
probably, yeah, extra damage or something.
2d6, why not? Alright, he puts it down. With 2 swipes, he just kind of like swings the swords above his head, swiping left and then right, and then just cuts it up in like 3 pieces. And then he moves up to the actually, he moves here in between you and the rest of these, Winston.
Okay.
Alright, Sora.
I'm going to once again not dragon yet,
Okay.
because as bad as this is, everyone seems to be doing a fantastic job of not dying, and instead I'm gonna take my great axe and swing it at whichever one of the little fuckers hit me last time.
Okay, that would be the one on the bottom, probably.
That little fucker.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to hit him with my. Do I get advantage? I can't even remember. I think I do, because I'm raging.
Yes, I believe you do get advantage. No, that's reckless. You don't get advantage.
I'm not even sure anymore. Okay.
I don't remember. I don't think you do.
No, reckless attack gives you advantage.
Yeah.
And axe gives you advantage.
I think reckless gives you damage, extra damage. Anyway, 14 is a miss. Wait, 14 is a miss. Yes.
I'm going to also, before I end my turn, just in case I do have to drag it, I'm just gonna try to take off some of my clothes, like my cloak or something else, to cover myself up with when it's over.
All right. Nice. All right. So Xenia sees this, and then she steps again, swipes once. Swipes again, and swipes again. All right. Judge.
Okay. Let's see. There are 2 right next to me. So I will try and deal with them first. I will attack this one right in front of me with 2 attacks. Both at great weapon. Oh my god. The mate. I assume that doesn't hit.
That does not hit.
Alright. Second, 19.
Yeah, you swing your sword and you barely manage to get it.
Oh, fuck. Sorry, I refreshed the page by mistake. God damn it.
No worries. I'll roll damage for you.
Yes, please.
Holy shit, 26.
Yay! Kill.
Fuck
them
off,
all.
dude.
Nice.
Nice.
Vector. And then I have 1 more hit. It's still alive, correct?
Yep, it's still alive.
Then I will take another swipe at it. Oh, 10.
That is a miss.
Fine. You're going down, hell creature. I will use action surge to take 3 more attacks.
3 more?
Yes, it gives me
Yes.
1 more action, and the attack action. Since I have 3 attacks, the attack action, I assume.
Yes.
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 Why do you have 3 attacks?
So 2 extra attacks from being level, I think level 12 fighter. Let me check again. Fighter class.
Oh yeah, they get a bunch of extra attacks.
Okay, I had this
Yeah.
conversation with my other group, like, keep
Yeah,
confusing
fighters-
what exactly extra attack does and what.
Yeah.
Let me look at it.
So at level 11, I get 2
Mhm.
extra attacks. And,
Yes, but the question
my
is
God.
what kind of action it takes.
Oh, I don't know. Your choice. I feel like if an attack action means I just attack with everything I have.
Okay, so extra attack, beginning at 5th level, you can attack twice instead of once. However, you take the attack action. Oh, okay. So extra attack gives you. Oh, okay. Got it. Yes, so you do attack 3 times.
Perfect.
Nice.
So this one will be normal Aegis Sword attack. 25.
That is a hit.
Woo!
Holy fuck.
Holy shit.
It's still
Fine.
alive.
Kill them. Kill them.
Okay. Just in case, does Ozun's Wrath trigger on that? I don't know what their AC is, so you'll just need to tell me if I hit.
Oh
6 or
yeah,
higher
yes,
than them.
that does trigger.
Alright, sweet.
What?
So as you
Field of Wrath.
Yeah, so as you see, okay, so Judge like swiped 3 times at this thing, and then like out of nowhere he quickens his haste, and then as he does his first blow, his sword almost glows in this yellowish light as he comes down on this guy again, brings him to the ground, but he's still climbing up, barely flying up.
Damn.
How dare you? Second attack. Taste my father's power.
Oh, okay.
No,
D100.
damn it.
D100.
Bad.
No.
That was the worst time ever. 41. Damn it. Trying to be cool here. Damn you guys. Every time.
Oh,
Fuck you, buddy.
41.
Manny, did you have that feat?
I don't think this will work, so I'll go to the next one.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
You
no.
lose all your other actions, so you can't attempt anymore.
No! Fair enough.
All right.
That could be worse.
All right, Minnie,
It
you're going to
could
get
be.
attacked once by the centipede thing. No, not the centipede. It's a different
Wait,
thing.
but what if he doesn't though? That
Ah,
would be cool too, right?
he feels like
Hey.
he feels like it. He's in he's in a stinging mood today.
Oh, isn't the...
He hits you
isn't
twice.
it the...
Damn.
Oh, shit.
You take 20
No,
piercing and 4 fire.
Before any of them do anything, they've all got to make wisdom saves
Yes,
against my
you're
spirit
right.
guardians.
However, this one is outside of the range, so
Sure.
we'll get to the other ones. You also have to make
24.
a Constitution saving throw. Yes, 24.
Con
Yeah.
save, okay.
Oh,
what
you
is
still
T-Rex stats? +4.
Don't tap.
Who's smashing their fucking...
That's me. Sorry. I keep forgetting. Just nervous about how many of these fuckers I'm gonna kill.
Manny,
Okay.
you might
You're
wanna give-
nervous.
You're fine. All right, so now let me do
Yay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. What is it? Dexterity? No.
It's
Wisdom.
wisdom.
Okay.
Wisdom 17. If they fail, they take 16 damage. If
All right.
or they fail, they take 32 damage.
Okay, and the saving throw, sorry, repeat it again. 17?
Is 18. Oh,
Okay,
it's
they
18
all
now.
fail.
Oh, they all take 32 damage.
32. All right, so this one dies.
Radiant damage, by the way, just in
This
case
one
it
is
matters.
barely alive.
Nice.
And as you see Winston's sons going just completely ham on these freaking flying creature looking things. Oh, this one is still barely alive too. And then when they enter, they also have to make a save, right?
Speed is halved. Enters the area for the first time or starts a turn there.
Yeah. All right. So
Fuck
this one
yeah.
enters as well. They kind of swarm Kriat. One of them goes to you, Winston. So we're gonna have 3 attacks against Kriat. Well, actually 6 attacks against Kriat because I've been doing it wrong. 1,
Holy
2, 3, 4,
And
5,
could we
6.
do the rolls against the ones who entered first to make sure they don't die?
I already did. Yeah, they
Okay.
took the full damage.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
yeah.
So what's his? Oh yeah, I remember his armor class. Miss, hit. Miss. All right, so he takes 11 piercing.
Yes.
Winston, you
Suck
get
a
attacked
million.
twice.
Yeah. Fuck it.
What's your armor class? 18?
18.
Yep, he hits you twice. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Hold on. I'm gonna use lucky for the hit.
For which one? The first one or the second one?
Sure, the first one.
Okay. So he fails the first one. He still hits you
boy.
with the second one. You take 15
Okay.
piercing damage.
All right, so I gotta make a roll.
No, you don't need to do it anymore because you blocked the one
Okay.
that did the thing.
Okay,
And then
15, you said?
Yep, 15 piercing. And then Judge, your armor class is 18 as well, right? So it hits you twice. Hits
Oh,
you for a
shoot.
total for 21 piercing and 5 fire. Or sorry, 3 fire.
So 24. Gotcha.
Yep. And then finally Sora hits you once for 11 piercing and 10 fire.
Is that halved?
No, so 5 piercing and 5 fire. And
I love resistance.
I know it's pretty OP, right? All right, the second one critically misses, so
And you might want to like dodge behind me so I can tank a little bit while you guys like heal, because that dude is gonna try to eat you again.
okay, so it loses all other actions, but it didn't really have anything else. All right, finally the worm is gonna try and bite you again, Minnie.
Stop!
Leave her alone.
Gonna try and grapple you again.
I don't like this worm.
Hits you definitely.
Oh.
Dang.
Go ahead and roll well, it grapples you again, doing 49 piercing and 9 fire.
Holy shit.
Oh, I my wild shape is dropped.
Yep.
No.
9 fire on top of the
Yep.
49.
So does the 49
Okay.
put you down or transform you?
The 49 puts me just 1 hit point away from dropping.
Oh, okay, so
The
you
wild.
take the 1 fire and then you wild shape, and then you take the necrotic, and it starts to swallow you.
No.
Oh no, I don't like that. What's the necrotic damage on top?
13 necrotic.
Oh Jesus fuck.
Alright, so let me see this effect. If it hits, the
No,
target
please.
takes bite damage and is swallowed, and the grapple ends. While swallowing... Oh wait. Hang on, I think this is its own separate attack. So right now, currently, you're grappled in there, in his mouth.
Okay, cool.
Securely wedged in its mouth. Winston.
I don't like that.
Oh no.
Heal him, Winston, heal him. By the way, Jake, it's your turn.
All right.
Jay.
All right. Bonus action, spiritual weapon right here. So that'll be against this dude. Will be whatever that is, a 17 to
5th
hit.
level.
That is a miss.
Okay. And then I will use my action, to use my channel divinity to give myself. All right, hold on. 'Cause I think I had been doing this wrong because I can only restore people to half their health. So I'm gonna give myself. Hold on, I gotta do this math. I'm gonna give myself 19 HP.
Okay.
Bring myself to 35. Is Kriap below half HP?
He looks still fine. He only got hit once.
Okay. Is Judge below half HP?
Hasn't. Nah. Yeah, he's fine.
I'm not below half HP.
Is Sora below half HP? Is anybody
No.
below half HP?
No.
No.
Thank goodness
Hmm.
for resistance.
I don't think I can heal anybody else then. You're 35 feet away. Can I move and then use the rest of my action? Would that be fair?
Yes, but you're gonna take an opportunity attack.
That's fine.
Okay. Opportunity attack. Hits you. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw. Alright, so you evade that, but you still take 11 piercing and 11 fire.
22.
Yep.
Holy shit. 8.
Just heal the damage.
Yeah, I mean, I have 8. Fucking, how does math work? 8, 5, 13. Okay. Then I have 46 health left. Can I? How much do you need to get up to max HP or to half HP mini?
She's above half.
Yeah, I'm above half.
You're above half. Am I the only one?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Well, shit. Then
Yeah,
I'm gonna
dude.
give myself. I'm gonna steal myself.
She got
again.
attacked in her T-Rex form, that's what.
Just
Alright,
try
then
to
I'm
get behind me and I'll tank for
Heal.
you.
I heal back to half HP. I guess.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alright,
fuck me.
Minnie.
I'm just gonna polymorph again.
Can you do that?
Can I not?
Can I see the spell?
If she has spell
let me
slots, she
check.
should.
I just
Well,
don't have
I
full
mean-
slots
You
at
are.
that level.
It takes semantic, and you're restrained, so you can't do that.
Oh no. Okay. Oh shit.
Try to like wedge yourself somewhere where it
Then-
can't swallow you.
Yeah. Can I Misty Step?
I believe that's also semantic. Oh no, that's verbal.
shit.
Nope, that's verbal.
Okay, thank God. I Misty Step the fuck out of its mouth.
Okay.
Yay!
Oh, why did I say 6th level on that? I have no idea. Okay, where am I going? I'm going. I'm going out here.
Be safe.
What? Oh, and that's a bonus action?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I
Fucking Misty Step OP.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm Misty Step, and then I'm probably more.
Oh, I'm so done with this game.
Do, 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 do,
Misty
do.
Step.
I mean, you're about to talk. You said those guys
If
that
I
can Misty Step after
don't-
us.
Polymorph, like I'm just gonna fucking die really fast.
And then I imagine you charge the thing again.
Oh shit, yeah, for sure, yeah. Okay. I forgot that I didn't use my movement. Yep, you're right.
Fuck.
Okay.
That's awesome. So yeah, you just see Minnie kind of like a roll over in its mouth and then disappear, reappear, polymorph into fucking T-Rex, freaking give a huge roar at this worm, and then just fucking charge it.
Round 2, motherfucker.
Yeah, I can do this. I can do this.
I could do this all day.
AKA for another 1, 2, 3, 4 polymorphs.
You call that a knife?
What the fuck is this shit? All right, we're gonna do some Soul Taker attacks. 3 to be precise.
Damn,
The first
yeah.
one
Woo!
kills this guy. Second one misses. Third one misses as well. Then it's Sora's turn.
Still don't trust her because she came to help me even though I'm doing good. There's nothing she can do to make me trust her at this point. So I'm gonna stay in dragon form. Probably gonna throw off like another random article of clothing, not explain anything, and I'm gonna attack with my great axe again.
Okay.
Can I? I'm gonna look up.
Sora
Okay,
battles
so
in
I
the
just
nude.
realized I can do extra attack because I'm over 5th level. And
Yep.
considering the fact that I'm probably going to get hit anyway, I'll probably do reckless attack to attack with advantage because I have 15 AC. They're probably going to hit me no matter what I do, so I might as well just try to kill them first.
But be
is my thought
careful.
process.
It does give them a higher chance of critting.
It just gives, yeah, it gives them advantage, but I mean, I do have resistance and I can always turn to a dragon. It's kind of
course, your
dumb, but at
choice.
this point.
Holy shit! That's an attack and a half.
Yeah.
That's a crit and a not a crit.
Fucking get wrecked.
So I roll for damage now, yes?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
And now I roll for damage, correct? She said, knowing that she rolled for damage.
Go ahead and roll a d20 to see if you score a triple hit. Oh, you totally score a triple, so that's a 33 plus 4, 35 plus 6, 41 total damage, and go ahead and roll a d100 with that.
Yay! I'm actually doing something out of dragon form for once.
20, and that is what, slashing?
Let me. I think you're right. Yeah, that's slash.
Sorry, my Lightroom just decided to open. Alright, 20. Slashing. Alright, so you cause it to bleed.
Yay!
Go ahead and roll a 1d4 for me.
Oh.
1. Okay. Alright. Anything else?
I'm just gonna turn her. I'm gonna like glare at Xenia right before I do this, because there's nothing she can do to make me trust her.
Okay.
I have no trust for anyone outside the party at this point.
All right, Xenia's gonna Misty Step once. Kill this one. Misty
Xenia's
Step
still killing.
twice. Kill this one.
What?
Misty Step
What?
third time.
What?
Do some
And
damage
you
to this one.
complained about Minnie being OP.
What the fuck? So she's a
She's like-
ninja. She's like some Naruto shit.
She's probably
yeah.
some sort of sorcerer.
I still think she's fairs.
Judge.
Come, let us deal with these pathetic things. That first, I would like to use bonus action second wind.
Okay.
So 1d10 plus 13.
Okay.
Roll 1d10 plus 13. Come on, 10. Well, not bad.
Not bad. Yeah.
Nice.
Not bad. Not bad. And then I will take my attack actions. Which one of these two looks more damage?
This one definitely.
Normal attack on that.
Okay.
Aegis sword.
That's a miss.
17. Second attack. 26.
And that one kills it. He slashed
Nice.
directly through it. Fake attack in the first one. Actually hit on the second one.
And then I will try to. Let's see. Which one was this? Wait, can I?
No, you can't trip a flying creature. We've been through this before.
No, I was gonna. I just wanted to ask. In that case, I will use. I will first see if I hit, and if I do, I will use menacing strike.
That is a
19.
hit.
Sweet.
Nice.
Then I will do. Where's this thing? I just saw it. Menacing strike.
Okay.
And hopefully these things can be fucking frightened. If not, well, at least I'll know for next time.
Go ahead and roll damage.
So, damage first, 16, and then intimidate check plus the D what? D12? Or... Let me check, sorry. It is a D10. Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, I believe this one dies before it can react because of Winston's Winston's Spirit Guardians. And then
Fair enough.
this other one has to make a saving throw. Wisdom
Wisdom 18.
fail. So how much? 21?
32.
30.
32?
Oh yeah, 32.
Jesus,
yeah.
mother of God. All right.
Yeah, he rolled real good.
This one is going to attack Eska. Or not Eska. God damn it. Xenia. Let's see.
Go get him, Zanga.
I'm paying very close attention to see if it actually makes her bleed and how realistic the blood is.
Roll a perception check because she gets hit.
Oh. I don't think there's anything she can do to make me trust her. We're in hell.
Ooh,
that's
yeah, you're in the heat of battle. All right, and then Kriad's gonna get attacked. Gets hit once for 16. All right, then the giant worm goes. Again, it's kind of confused for a bit, but then it sees you charging it, and as you charge at it, it kind of like reels its head forwards and it thrusts it right as you get there. It's gonna. Yeah, it's gonna miss.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Woo!
All right,
Probably rolled
Winston.
a 1.
Alright. Bonus action attack against this guy. Sword moves and tries to smush this dude.
Okay,
Come on.
that is a hit, and it indeed does kill it.
Nice.
And then I turn
Nice.
and I point at this thing and I say, I wonder what the meat tastes like. And I put out my fingers like a finger gun, and I'm gonna chain lightning it.
Oh shit.
Oh, what the fuck?
All right, so yeah, Winston just kind of like directs his blade around as he points his left hand out, and like this fucking like lightning bolt, like Darth Sidious style, like hits directly into this centipede. Dexterity saving throw, huh?
And
It
arcs,
fails.
it arcs and it hits the other thing too.
So it takes full on 47, and this thing gets fried as it bounces to it. All right, nice. And you see Winston's eyes glow, and kind of like these sparks come out of his eyes and like hit his eyebrows and resonate.
It jumps to other targets, so the big worm has to save too.
Well, the worm I thought was so it jumps to itself again.
No, so I aimed at the big worm, and then it arced to the other little flying thing. So both. Have
Yeah. The flying thing died.
All right, and then I will spend the rest of my movement, and I'll just walk up.
Menacingly.
And I just want to be standing underneath and being like, "Oh, I'm gonna carve you up good."
Can Sora try to give you a high five as you go by the?
Yes, exactly.
Awesome.
The no look high five. Can it be like the Top Gun high five, where like we high five up top, and then without looking high five down beneath? Hold on.
Sure.
Top Gun high five.
Nice.
It's important. It's important you guys know what I'm talking about.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I think I know which one as well.
I was so bored we were all gonna die slowly and painfully.
I mean, we still may die slowly and painfully.
I mean, this is probably the first combat.
This video's not working. Oh yeah.
Into a dragon.
Oh yeah, that fucking epic high five. Yeah, that works. All right, Minnie.
I'm gonna bite him and punch him with my tail.
Nice.
Oh,
Holy shit!
Shit!
Fucking get
You
ready.
hit with both.
Oh,
Yeah!
shit. That first one's gonna do a lot of damage.
Okay, hold up. So
4d12, right?
Yeah, it's 4d12 plus 7 is the
Holy
bite
shit.
attack.
Oh my
Holy
god.
Do the damage. Let's see. Come on, 40. Break 40.
It's gonna be 60, 12 plus 20.
Oh, I wish. Oh, close. Close. It's not
Okay.
bad. Then roll
And
for a crit.
then... What's the roll for crit?
Oh yeah, it is it's a triple crit automatically. How would you like to kill
Oh,
it?
Oh, okay, cool.
Holy.
I'll like use one of my like feet to like stomp on its body to hold it down, and then I'll bite near like the base of its head and like rip its head off.
Yeah.
All right, so you see Minnie. She just Misty stepped out of the mouth. She polymorphs into a T-Rex. Gives a giant roar, charges this worm. As the worm misses, she kind of parries it, grabs it by the neck, puts it down to the ground, and like fucking bites it again, ripping a huge chunk out of its neck. And the worm remains motionless on the ground.
Haha! Success!
I just like turn around and I like wag my tail and wink at everyone.
Sora's just absolutely cheering her head off, like, yes, you got this, go Minnie.
I was just gonna turn to Zenya and be like, "This ain't our time shredding a worm."
Haha, that is true. No worm will stop us anymore.
And she spins the sai on the tip of her palm and stows it away. And with the other one, she thrusts into the ground again as the worm begins to recede into the ground, and the maw kind of recedes back and like is flush with the top of the ground, but it like expands almost like into a hole. She says, "Well, it ain't over yet," and she jumps into the hole.
Fuck yes.
Oh.
Jump after her.
I jump in and I'm still a T-Rex.
Yeah.
Does she fit?
She fits. What's gonna happen?
I'm jumping right behind her.
Oh
You
my
will
God.
cushion my fall.
Sora
no,
jumps in,
I'll,
Paw
like,
morphs
sort
into a
of-
dragon.
I'm not
I'll
dragoning.
let my tail down a little bit to like for Judge to like climb on my back if he wants to.
Can I do that instead? I'm not dragoning yet. I still don't want her to know I can dragon just in case.
All right.
I imagine Winston like thinks he's
Can I
really
grab my
badass
clothes?
jumping in, and then he looks up as above him a T-Rex is falling. And he's just like, fuck me.
Can I grab my clothing before I jump though? Because I was trying to take some of it off just in case I had to, you know.
Yes. And what's
Yes,
gonna
by all means,
happen?
don't be naked.
What's gonna happen
I
next?
wasn't
We'll
naked,
find
I
out
was just
next
partly-
time.
Next session.
Next session.
Woohoo.
All
That was
right.
hella
Good
fun.
session.
Damn.
That was
Yeah,
a good
was an
session,
exciting
guys.
session.
That was a
Um,
rare, very successful session.
Yeah,
that was
normally we
probably the
get our
most
butts
successful
whooped.
battle we've ever
I
had.
know,
I
right?
think so.
I did have to turn to a dragon. Sora is just absolutely thrilled
Yeah.
with herself because she just wants to like. She's got a bit of a complex about turning into a dragon all the time.
I just burned through all of my top level spells, so.
I burned
Um,
through 3 spells.
You guys can level up again.
Oh, wow.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Yes. And then, well, you have to hold
Ability
off.
Score improvement.
You're gonna have to hold off on
14?
getting all the bonuses, yeah, to 14, until you
Cool.
actually get a rest, obviously. But you can do all your stuff.
Nice.
A 4. Nice. Me and Winston, but Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh my
Are
god!
you fucking kidding
Why is
me?
everyone
Can
rolling
you,
forward?
can you not?
What
Why is
the fuck
everyone
just
rolling
happened
forward?
last time?
Fucking hell.
Hey, you crit right there to like fucking crazy do a crazy kill on this
Yeah, you
on
spent
this
all the
worm.
crits. You spent all your awesome.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
You spent all your luck right there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an ability score improvement. Cool.
So 13th level now.
14,
don't
I
get any
believe.
extra stuff.
No, you should be 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
14th
14.
level.
Yep.
Mhm.
Destroy undead. CR3.
Oh my god. Just like fucking
Huh.
piling up these abilities now.
Oh yay! I get another tome warrior thing. I'm gonna continue being a Taurus because now when I'm raging, anything within like 5 feet of me that tries to attack anything other than me gets like disadvantage, which seems to happen a lot.
Ooh, that's pretty good. How close? Is it 5 feet?
It's 5 feet, so if anything's like right next to me and tries to attack anything other than me, it gets disadvantage.
Nice.
Which happens all the time. Everything seems to want to ignore me and attack you guys, so I figured it's the best way to help you guys out.
Fair enough.
All right,
That was
ladies and
crazy.
gentlemen, thank you so much for the session.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
those of you that might be watching on Twitch or YouTube, thank you so much. Like
Yes.
us,
Hey,
like
Please
us, and
give me
subscribe.
money.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Like and subscribe, bro.
Wow. This
We're
is my
just a
first
D&D
foray into like
podcast from
social
now
media
on.
culture. I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
Is this? Are we doing it right?
Are we doing
Please
it right?
subscribe, please,
Oh, God.
please, I beg.
It's like the first
Please, I
time.
beg you, subscribe.
It's like your first time with a woman, and you're just like, what the fuck just happened? Anyway,
I mean,
all right, we're gonna leave it there. Okay,
Yes.
all right, okay. I'm
Great
gonna
session.
I'm gonna
Alright.
stop the video there.